likely means meters.
Okay, that's what the pixel scale is, or the physical scale is for these pixels to exist at the Planck scale. I was gonna tell AR that, but I kept getting interrupted about how that doesn't lead to a god, but that's alright. Did AR quit or something? Because I assumed he got kicked off or something.
Maybe he did. I don't know. But yep.
Well, I was in his.
Okay.
I was in his live, but then I mysteriously got in here. So
this was probably just the next live in the chain.
Oh God. But yeah, we're just waiting for ops. Thank you, 6 people, for being here. If you can, tap your screens, like the live. That helps more people to get in here and like us to get on the For You page. But yeah, we're kind of off to a slow start, but we're just waiting for ops and waiting for who comes by. But ultimately, I'm just chilling.
Early TikTok, there was like an live auto clicker that you could buy, and I wish I had bought it.
A live what?
Like, there was a little gadget thing you could buy to where you just place it on your phone and it would auto tap the live for you.
Oh yeah, actually, I even have one of those. I bought it off the TikTok shop. Let me see. I literally was organizing my desk today, and like, yeah, one of these guys.
Thank you for understanding the layup, Coco.
Yeah. Oh wait, did I understand it, or am I missing something?
It's either you understood the layup accidentally or you truly followed through with the layup.
Oh. What's up, Daniel? What you got for me?
Yeah, well, actually, I just want to say something, right? Because I'm quite new. I've just started reading the translation of the King James Bible, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've also watched a lot of things on.
But go ahead.
Well, sorry, there was another guy in another group that like kind of corrected my words to make me think that what that is, like what I've just said to you. So everyone's got a better opinion of everything. So I do apologise for saying that if that's wrong. But I've always felt like what I've learned or watched is that Christianity doesn't have a Christian God. What they have is that like Christianity exists because they were witnessed to the miracle of Jesus, right? And they witnessed the sacrifice of Jesus and the resurrection of Jesus. It was all eyewitness accounts. So their whole belief is probably stemmed off from a lot of inspiration from, I suppose, Judaism, right? I would, if I'm corrected, like the whole miracle of all that. So I don't think
correct.
Christianity has a Christian God as such. I don't think it ever states that, if I'm correct. I'm quite new to reading it, right? But they are all about the miracle of Jesus. That's where Christianity comes from, is it not?
Well, yeah, because if you look at the prefix, right, like Christ, so basically it just means to be like a follower of like Christ and to believe in his teachings, as well as believe that he rose from the dead, died for your sins, and such and such. So yeah, that's basically the gist, yeah. But what's your point?
I don't know what else to say actually, because like no, there's no point. It's just like I don't have a point. I just don't think there is like a Christian God. I don't think like that's ever been stated ever. I think that like I don't know, man. It's like there's another girl who has like another group, right? And she's always very on this. She's always like there's also the misinterpretation that Jesus says he's God, but I don't think that's ever been stated. Like from what I believe or what I've read and what I've watched is Jesus is the voice and the spirit of God. He is like the embodiment of God. He's not God, but like you can't speak to this person actually because they just hear the words Jesus, God, and then that's it. They've got it sussed out. They'll never be open to having any discussion or debate about it at all ever. So I just don't think there's a Christian God. I don't think that exists. I don't think it's ever existed. So I suppose is the prompt a little bit misleading?
Okay, would you say like, well, I mean, okay, when I refer to the Christian God, so I guess I get what you're saying, right? Like when it comes to Jesus, did he ever say like he's God? No, Jesus was kind of playing this game of like hide the pickle. and he said like, you know, I am. He said like I am, and like he was very vague about being God. But when I refer to the Christian God, I'm referring to Jesus, or like, you know, the God that Christians believe fulfilled like the prophecies and is connected to like the God of the Old Testament, and that would be like Jesus. But I don't believe he exists either. But you just believe like he's
Yeah,
never gonna
like,
think.
I'm not like completely like I'm not like. Listen, I listen to like all these groups on here, and I have my own personal belief, which I will always maintain. I won't share it, but I maintain it. I can't factually prove that all of this existed all that time ago, but I'm not also going to say it never because you'll piss off a lot of people, right? So
Yeah.
I'm open to learning, but I will never let someone like tell me that this is like fact when they didn't even like live that long ago. So like it's just an insane thing to think if they've interpreted the book a certain way through their brain that's made it into the way that they believe it to have been read. But everybody that reads that book also interprets things like obviously collectively there's a common consensus about things, but a lot of people interpret it differently, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like there is like clear evidence and like certain things that we can look at to determine whether something is the truth. But yeah, like who cares about pissing people off? Like piss people off, like you know, like say your opinion, bring your evidence. Like I don't think
No,
that the truth really like
I would
or like you know the truth is like the truth exists regardless of how we feel, right? We're trying to get to the truth. We don't really care about like feelings so much, right? But more so having the conversation, having the debates, and getting somewhere.
no, I know what you mean there,
Hey,
but like truth
you also you have
under
to
your prompt is very like subjected to your prompt, but there's a lot of other prompts on here that are very different in like their truth, and I feel like sometimes like there's a clash between like people seeking the respect of their truth while not acknowledging the truth of other people. And I just think that's like really just not actually progressive at all.
You have to realize that the King James versions of the Bible has been debunked by science.
I mean, like I think the Bible has been debunked by science on many occasions, regardless of the translation.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, can I call you Coco? Is that cool?
Yeah, you can call me Coco.
Cool. What's up? How you doing today? Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. I'm doing well.
22 just for TikTok. I think that.
Oh, you know.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, do your thing.
But go ahead, Joel.
This is my voice.
Wait, hold on, really quick. I don't know what to call you. I'll call you Hands.
Hello?
But
Yeah.
hold on, just wait a sec, guys. But go ahead, Joel.
I think that the God of the Christian Bible, or the Christian God, colloquially, is known as like your God. Especially, there's a couple verses where like prophets are talking and they say your God, and then they think that it's like theirs, I suppose. So that's where that idea could come from. But I also think that, you know, we have scientific evidence that proves the Bible, no matter which translation, is inherently wrong because of certain like animal classifications or tree things, like all sorts of stuff that comes with, you know, modern day science. So yeah, I think that both of those, like, I don't know, we talked about it a lot, and I'm trying to like catch up my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I think that.
Oh, but go ahead.
Sorry, one last thing. There's a difference between like making content and then talking to people about religion, and I think that those are two separate concepts on this app.
Yeah,
And, like,
I bet you.
You can do both, but it doesn't work to do. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. You can't have like good, fruitful conversations, but also make content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How so? What do you mean? Like make content and
Like,
have
you're
to-
You're not going to clip farm people if you're trying to, you know, like take somebody at their best. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I get what
you're
you're
not-
saying. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean by that. I've been in this game for a little bit. It's
Yeah. I when it comes to me, I try to do both. I sort of separate it into days, but no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like a fruitful conversation is not going to be get you clips, and like like a debate where everyone's like, you know, like using rhetoric on each other. It's not really going to get you a fruitful conversation. So yeah, you have to separate the two for sure.
I liked Angry Coco. That was good. That's gonna be a kid, bro. I would just dip him, to be honest. That's gonna be a kid, bro.
Oh, but yeah. How? Wait, hold on. How? Wait, you're a kid. Wait, how old are you? You're using a fake voice.
I'm 19.
Okay, hell no,
Bullshit.
there's no way.
Please.
If your voice is high pitched, just let it be high pitched.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that person just ran. Like, be so fucking for real. But
What were you about to say, Coco?
That guy's kind of funny.
oh, nothing. Just 18 plus. If you're gonna come up, be 18 plus.
TOS, man. That's that easy.
TikTok policy, guys. TikTok policy. But yeah, like we're just getting started. Thank you for the likes. We're at 1.6K. I appreciate it. Continue to tap your screens if you can. That helps us to get on the For You page and get more people in here and have more conversations. But I appreciate you guys being here. I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy and streaming it to YouTube and Twitch if you're interested in that. And aside from that, no, we're doing great.
You guys can
Go for it.
You guys can debate me if you want, because I've been looking for a debate and haven't gotten any funds. I was in AR's live and I wasn't able to get any actual debates with anybody because AR kept taking the debate. So,
What topics would you want to debate, my friend?
creation of the universe.
Oh, I mean, like, to be honest, like we're all
Creation,
The affirmative or the negative?
creation and expansion. And the Bible talks about creation, but in science it says it expanded. So,
Are you taking the affirmative or the negation for the debate of the creation of the universe?
negation, because I don't believe it was actually created.
I think that's most of us on the panel, I would say.
Is that-
I agree with you.
A
But,
description of that meaning like it's eternal. Like it just is. And there's no creation. It just is. Am I right? Is that what you mean by that?
so basically, he wants
That's
to
what I
debate
mean by
the he wants to debate the creation of the universe, and like I guess he's wondering like whether we're creationist or whether we believe in like the expansion, or which I think like you can be a creationist and believe in the expansion. I'm pretty sure.
The Quran.
Like you can God said let there be light, and you could like follow like some kind of Genesis.
Like Prince.
Yeah.
But you do realize light can't be created, then.
Light.
Well, light is a
Yeah.
byproduct of matter, which is
Yeah. So like, I mean, like I wouldn't really know what to say to that per se. Light is a byproduct of matter. So like, and matter can't be created or destroyed. So you're saying like light can't really be created?
Well, yeah,
like if you want to
like
get down to the nitty gritty, fine tooth definition of shit. I technically can create light by putting enough heat in a localized area in order for it to glow. But no matter what, in order to get that light, I must have matter.
Yeah. And honestly, would be
I'm
If you
talking
want to
about-
be nitpicky as fuck, you can create light, but
No, I'm talking about the stars, the energy from stars for fusion.
Huh. Wait, elaborate. Power.
And hydrogen and helium elements makes fusion, and our star gives us light, but it's not really being created because it's being generated by intense heat. At billions and billions of degrees is how hot the sun is. You evaporate the closer you got to it. So because of how hot that heat is, it's not really being created.
Wait, so
It's already being a fusion generated instead. It's doing like the fusion process.
Yeah, but the byproduct of fusion would the byproduct of that fusion would be light waves. Well, it would be energy, and that could be transformed into light waves. So, like, if there was no fusion, but humans can create fusion if we want to, I think.
fusion, yes.
Don't we have like fusion reactors? Is that what nuclear is?
Fusion reactors, nuclear. I'd have to like look at it again, but black
And
stuff.
nuclear reaction requires fusion.
It's fission or fusion. It's one of the two.
It depends on how you say it.
No, fission is the separation, and fusion is the combination.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you.
No, you're good. It's all good.
But yeah. No, I have to like go and look at all that stuff. Like Jesus Christ, like I'm so like out of touch with science. It's been a minute.
I'm a words guy. I'll debate you on words. I'm not gonna debate you on science because I don't know that much.
You're a semantics guy.
Kind of. I'm more like a logical guy. So like, if you want to talk about logic and words, that's where my priorities lay, pretty much.
I'll be right back.
I bet we'll be here. What you got for us, Christian Bible? You doing okay? You're muted, Christian Bible. So wait, what are you showing? Muslims and okay, Christian Bible. Are you gonna say anything? You got anything for us? I'm giving you. I can give you a countdown of 5, 4, 3.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
What's that? What you got for us? What you got for us? You got an argument?
Huh?
You got an argument for us? You got anything for the topic at hand?
Wait, should I believe or trust in the Christian God? For professional debates on TikTok, follow Day of Debates.
Yep. What you got?
Debate. Muslim Christian.
Wait, are you Christian? I'm assuming you're Muslim, right?
Why
Yeah.
are you assuming that, Coco? Don't be racist.
Okay, so anyone here got a well? Like, I'm looking to debate Christians only right now, but does anyone here have any objections to like Islam or anything?
Are you Muslim?
Me, I'm agnostic.
What do you mean?
So if you were to ask me like, does God exist? I would say I don't know. I'm in the I don't know space.
Are you atheist?
No, I'm not a theist whatsoever. I say I don't know whenever you ask me like, does God exist? I don't have any idea whether he does or he doesn't. Does that make sense?
You're handsome, bro. Peace be with you. Peace be with you all. Shalom Aleichem. Hashem.
Alright. Sorry, but like that was too slow for my speed.
A little bit. So, what if I could provide you a logical, like premise that would disprove the idea of a god, at least the Christian God?
I mean, I've already heard like a few, and I agree with them, to be completely honest with you. But my mind is also well. Actually, you can go ahead since we don't got anybody else.
Have you heard the one about time? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. No, I haven't heard the one. It sounds familiar, but you can go ahead and tell me.
So, basically, God could not have created the universe because creation requires time, which is a changing of events, like a changing from like point A to point B. Does that make sense? And in order to create, that would require change, which means if he created time, he would need time before time.
What would? Oh, interesting. Okay, actually, yeah, I have heard that one.
I think Ian runs it a lot. That's where I picked it up from. But
You would need time before time to create time. What if a Christian walked up to you and said he initiated time?
then,
You still need time to initiate time, unless
yeah,
you
there would
wanna
be a
argue
starting
time is
point
forever.
and an ending point. And if he works outside of time, which he would have to have causal power, which means that he would have to work within time at some moment. So he can't be totally out of time.
Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, I've heard that one before. I wonder what a good Christian objection would be to it, but like, no, that seems based. I don't have any like
I
personal.
would personally say the only good Christian objection to that would be God did not create time, but time just exists. Therefore, there is something that God didn't create.
Yeah, so you'd have to say that like God is like time is like objective and like it's outside of God and God's not creating time.
But that would mean God is limited by time, which means he wouldn't be all powerful because he'd have to work within the constraints of time, whether it be
Also
going
true.
back or forward.
Yeah. Wait. Well, yeah, like I guess so. It depends how the Christian's defining like all powerful.
Because what I take all powerful to mean is like can do anything.
Definition you can give to all powerful.
Oh, Say it one more time.
There's no other definition you can give to all powerful. It's either you are all powerful or you're not.
Hmm. Wait. But like, how would you define all powerful in and of itself?
Can do anything without limitation.
Yeah.
What do you think
The
about
moment you have a limitation, you are not all powerful.
What do you think about the Christians who say God is all powerful and can only do stuff within the parameters of logic?
They're either just denying definitions or actively being bad faith.
Interesting.
Because I will always personally argue that God never claims to be all powerful. Therefore, stop acting as though he has to be.
Yeah.
Wait, so if a Christian says like God is all powerful and he can only do things that are logically possible, you would say that they're acting in bad faith?
Then he's not all powerful.
Yeah, if he's confined by logic, there's a constraint on his power. So an all-powerful God could do something illogical, like make a square circle.
Interesting. Like, okay. Prince is coming up. I want his take on it.
Yup, you already know what time it is. Get out of here with that low tier shit, Black.
Wait, hold on. So Prince, if like when it comes to whenever you say like God is all powerful, you would say he can only do things that are like logically possible, right?
Nah, I think by definition that all powerful means that you can do all things, but I think because of God's qualities, his characteristics, that he cannot do, like for example, make a squared circle.
I've also heard about that too.
Are you saying he chooses or he can't?
Yeah, he just chooses. That's literally it. He just chooses not to. So in the
Like,
Christian
so how do you
paradigm,
know
if
he
you
can?
said, I know like one of the most popular ones is, can God make a rock that's so heavy that he can't lift it? Like he could, but like it would just be an infinite cycle. God is infinitely strong. God keeps making the rock bigger. God lifts the rock. God makes the rock heavier. God lifts it. God makes the rock heavier. God lifts it. Like, you get what I'm saying?
God would never lift it in the first place. That's the problem. If it's too heavy for
Like
him to
the
lift, he
moment
could
God
never
lifts
lift
it, then that means there was something he could not do.
Please don't act dumb right now. All powerful
I'm
means
not
that you
acting
can
dumb.
lift
I'm literally
anything.
just engaging with the argument.
No, not you, Jewel. Bro, he can lift anything.
Well, then there wouldn't be a rock so heavy he couldn't lift it.
That's the point.
Exactly. So he
That's
wouldn't
a
be able to fulfill it.
contradiction.
So it's
He
an
wouldn't-
infinite thing. It's not that God doesn't exist. It's that it's not something an all-powerful being can do.
Well, then he's not all powerful because an all powerful being
Fool.
could make a
Bro,
rock
I'm
so
not,
heavy he couldn't
bro,
lift it.
bro.
Wait, Prince, take a breather. Take a breather.
Because like the end of that sentence in itself is a contradiction, right? Because if you're all powerful and you created something so heavy, you have the power to lift it. So you can't do that point blank period. So if God can do it, he can do contradictions, which means he's not limited by logic. Which means your God's illogical because he works outside of the logical principles that we have.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna act like you won that because that just means you just ignored everything I just said.
No, you're kind of ignoring what he's saying. Or at least not understanding.
Okay, maybe I'm not understanding.
Which part do you think is tripping you up?
I feel like you keep missing the part. Like I keep hearing you say choose. That's the thing.
No, Stallion said choose.
Oh, my fault. Okay, you go ahead. I'm clearly not tracking.
Yeah, if God can do something, if he's all powerful, then he could make a rock so heavy he couldn't lift it. But if he could do that, that would be a contradiction, which means that God can perform contradictions, which means he works outside of logic. And if he works outside of logic, he's illogical. And then you'd have to give me a reason to believe in illogical things.
That's silly. That's so silly.
Okay. I'm an asshole, so I'm trying not to be an asshole right now. So I'm trying to work through this with you. Okay, God is all powerful. We're talking about a rock right now. Can God make a rock that's so heavy that he can't lift it? If he was all powerful, he could lift all things. If he was all powerful, he can make a thing that weighs anything. Okay, at some point, which one is going to be more powerful? I don't think it's a limit of his power. I mean, not more powerful. At some point, it's going to be like which one he's choosing to allow to win. It's not a question of what he can do.
Isn't that what he already did with Christ?
Wait, say it again?
Like, he already did.
Oh, wait. Actually, go ahead and say it, but I'm not sure if that's relevant to the conversation. But go ahead and say it.
I'm saying, can he lift up a rock that he? I mean, can he create like a rock that he can't lift or something? Like that. That's what he did with Christ. Like when Christ said, "I am thirsty." Like when Christ said, "I'm thirsty." Like you know who this man was? He was walking on water. Like he literally did that. Like he did things that he was capable to handle. But he positioned himself to where he's not handling them.
Prince,
He
you want
said,
to?
He said, at any time I could send down legions of angels to take me off this cross, but he stayed. So he
Yeah, we're
can't.
talking about choice. We're talking about possibility.
Okay, I think I get what he's saying. No, I think I get what he's saying. So
But no, I fully can give you the argument of God chooses not to do the impossible.
yeah. But then at that point, but then what does that prove? I don't think that makes him not all powerful. I think again that's just him choosing to limit himself.
No, it's a matter of now we have the argument.
to be rude. I don't want to at all
No,
get
no.
into whether it was God or whether it was a natural cause. I just know right now, for a matter of fact, there was some type of cause. Whether it was God or a natural cause, I don't know. I don't have any justification for you.
Okay, give me you guys keep going. I'm trying to edit a background right now.
No, you're
some gaps I don't have a bridge for.
Yeah, yeah. Not that we were, not that we know everything, but a lot of like what I guess what I've engaged with, what I've experienced is that a lot of times there's a very practical answer, but it's not that the answer is not sufficient.
That's a
It's
W
just that
billboard.
they just don't want it. They don't want to accept it.
Yeah, like I was trying to do something
It's
else,
not.
but like it kept on messing up. So basically, like I go on Canva, and there was supposed to be something up here, and then down here, and then like there was green in the middle that I'm trying to get rid of, but I couldn't get rid of it.
think that parts of it can be wrong, but the message is true. Some think none of it is wrong. I don't want to give an answer.
Okay.
To be
I did
fair.
it.
What?
Let us
What'd you
see.
do?
Oh yeah. Did you?
Wait, let me see. Wait. Hold on. Did I do it?
Nope.
Wait, okay, I did it, but like the bottom part is not like showing up. Okay, then fuck it. I'm done. I tried.
The thing is, you're covering the bottom part with your body.
Yeah, like okay, so basically I thought that the bottom part would be in front of me, but hold on. It's supposed to look like this. If I flip my camera, it's supposed to look like that and then have me in the middle. But like it's not gonna work. So it is what it is. Fuck it.
You're a whole lot better than that than I am.
Yeah, like I'm a bit technical.
Rod, I don't know how long you've been doing apologetics, but like this is usually where the conversation tends to get to, especially when you run into an atheist that's like actually done any thinking about not only their worldview, but our worldview.
Okay.
Like eventually it comes to this point where it's like, okay, I've thought of these ideas, you've thought of your ideas. And from that point, you then have to provide justification for either why their ideas are logically contradictory or don't comport to reality, or why yours would be better for their life. I don't know if that makes sense. So I mean,
No, you're
So,
saying it correctly.
But also, I've been listening to the conversation, and like I would say, like I grant that the universe is kind of like purposeless, and like there's no like inherent meaning to the universe. I don't necessarily have like an issue with that. I would just say people can like create their own like meaning or purpose when it comes to like life in general.
Oh, Coco, you're an existentialist.
I guess you could say so. Like
Nice.
I would say there's no like inherent like when I was born, I don't think I had like a purpose. Christianity usually like gave me that. But now that I don't believe in Christianity, it's kind of like, okay, well, I have to give myself purpose, you know?
For me, purpose has always been either self-determinating or determinating by creator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even still, free will allows you to reject the purpose given to you by creator.
Yeah.
That's true. Even in the Christian paradigm, that is true.
I don't necessarily think free will exists within the Christian paradigm for you to reject.
I don't
your
either.
creator.
I don't
Yeah,
believe in libertarian free will. I'm a compatibilist. It's crazy because I actually was a hard determinist. Coco knows that. I actually very recently changed my views.
Oh, you changed to compatibilist?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
What's a
about it, but
compatibilist?
like, no, I'm still like a hard determinist.
What I realized is I think the issue is that they can go hand in hand. And so I don't think that determinism is not true. Compatibilism doesn't say that determinism is not true. It just says that determinism can be true, and it can be the reason that you exist. And then when it comes to reducibility, maybe we can like physically reduce to an extent why you did certain actions, but that doesn't mean that your will, your desires weren't the reasons that you did some of those actions.
Wait, say that last part one more time. Wait, so I do understand that yeah, like
What's
I
up,
do
Forrest?
understand that compatibilists are determinists.
Yeah.
But they just believe that there's like a tiny sliver of like, yes, you can control
Yeah.
what you do, or you can deliberate between actions.
Who said that? Who asked what's a compatibilist?
Yeah, what's a
What's up, everybody?
compatibilist?
Someone has background noise, like
It's me. I'm
What's up,
helping my
gamer?
sister move.
Oh, okay.
I mean, damn.
What's
she's
everybody
like
doing?
No, actually, chilling.
Is that it?
Yeah.
But okay, so I guess when it comes to compatibilism, I would say like compatibilists are determinist. They do believe everything's like determined, but they also believe that despite that, there's a little bit of freedom you have to be able to deliberate between like choices. While a hard determinist just holds that like there's no freedom at all to deliberate between choices, and like you're just gonna make choices based off of prior antecedents. You're just governed by your prior antecedents.
I think like you can make decisions while being governed by your prior antecedents.
Yeah, so you would be compatibilist. I don't think we can. I think every decision we make is just going to be strictly governed by prior antecedents.
I think now this is why I actually changed my view. So I'm an orphan, but I grew up like with a bunch of siblings at like for a small portion of my life. And I could like visibly see my siblings. We all come from prior antecedents, same parents, same experience, same poverty, same struggle, but yet we became completely different people, react completely different to certain situations. I mean, some of my siblings are dumb as hell. Some of us are smart. So, you know, I don't know. I can't see a world where like having the same antecedents is going to come to the same conclusion every single time.
My only conjecture to that would be that I don't think it's exactly the same. Like your DNA is like slightly different, your characteristics are slightly different, and even your brains are probably going to be like slightly different.
For sure.
And so like that would probably like yield to like different results. Now let's say that you were born and then like an exact copy of you, not even a twin, like an exact like replica of you was created, then like yeah, it would make the same exact decisions that you make.
Well,
That's
I don't think
interesting.
that's necessarily true because you could put like, are we saying like same environment? Because
Yeah.
even within the same environment, there could be different factors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like I would say like let's say Prince was born and like we had an exact copy of Prince in the same environment and maybe even like born same time and same everything, right? Like I would assume that um I would assume like yeah, he would live basically the same life and make the same decisions that Prince made.
We're back, guys.
But
Oh, this guy again.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh
hey,
God.
I don't have a problem with him,
He
but do you
sounds
guys,
nice. Don't be
do,
rude, man. He sounds nice.
but do you guys disagree with that? Like if we had Prince and same exact factor, same exact environment, exactly the same, it's just two princes that went through the same exact thing. Like I would think that they would make the same decisions. There would be no difference.
I'm doing an investigation, guys.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Wait, hold
I'm
on, wait, hold on, wait.
investigating all the.
Wait,
I'm investigating the microphone button for you, buddy.
True.
Before that,
I think-
but answer that, guys. Do you think that would work?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
thinking
that
about it
should
in my
work.
head right now. Like, I guess I could see arguments for both sides.
Yeah, I think that like because there's always choices where it's like, oh damn, I should have done this, and like who's to say that that clone wouldn't?
Well,
do
that's
that
what I'm
either?
thinking right now. So, like, I'm imagining like Prince. Okay, let's imagine a copy of Prince, and I'm just imagining like my other Prince just didn't make the same dumb decisions I did, and he like decided to keep reading in school, decided to not care about peer pressure, decided to play football and not go steal a car and lose his scholarships. Who would this Prince be? Like, I mean, we would be in the same environment, experiencing the same things, but be two completely different people. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think like in order for them to like do that, there would have to be like something different. If they had your exact brain, exact chemicals, exact everything, even came out of the Wuha at the same time, like, um, yeah, like I think it would be the exact same life. Both of you would say the same things and do exactly the same thing as you went through life.
Do you think that that would be the same if they? Because like the way that I'm thinking about this is like, what if one day Prince had the choice between pizza or hot dog, and he was like, I'm feeling pizza today, but that was strictly based off like what he experienced that day.
Well, no, as a compatibilist, I
fair?
would say that my decision on whether I chose pizza or hot dog that day would be from my prior antecedents. What
Yeah, and if they were all the
before
same.
led up to what before led up to Prince being Prince that day. Even if that decision that day was mine, it would more than likely be caused by the prior antecedents.
Okay.
I think
But also,
have some-
but given that, like now that I realize it, if there was two princes, exactly everything the same, the only thing that would change would be the fact that both of you would probably know each other, and then like that might cause some problems. Then you guys you might end up making like different decisions. Yeah.
Nah, we might be talking about the right stuff now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
are they geographically in the same location? Like
Yeah.
similar?
So like the way I was thinking about it is like if Prince's mom like had two copies of Prince and they're exactly the same, they come out, they go through the same experiences exactly, right? Prince's life is just duplicated. They would make the same decisions. But if they are going through that and they know each other, that would be like something external that would be entered into the mix.
Yeah,
and
so
might
then it couldn't
cause-
be the exact same. Yeah.
Yeah, so it might cause like different decisions between the both of them. Yeah.
Damn it,
It's
Coco.
always gonna
I
be a
just
factor
I
that you
just
can't
became
control without.
compatibilist, and now you're making me think I got to be determinist again, bro. Stop.
So like,
But, like,
it's
as of
not-
right-
Coco, let's go.
Yeah, so like it's kind of difficult. Like I would say hard determinism makes like sense, but also like the reason I'm considering compatibilism is because I feel like I can make any decision that I want.
Can't you?
Like, I have intrusive thoughts. So there's like a lot of thoughts where like I want to say stuff but I don't say it, or I want to do something that's completely irrational and I don't do it. And the fact that I'm able to like think about it and not do it makes me think like maybe compatibilism might be true, but it just could be the case that like you were born with a brain that allows you to do those things. So you're determined to think about your decisions and choose not to do certain things over other things.
Well, Jesus said, choose today whom you will serve. So you have the option to choose. As of today, whoever's not saved, they got the option. Everybody got the option to repent and put their trust in the Savior. Like, y'all got that.
But do you really? Based
Okay,
on like
so how do
your-
I verify that's the Savior?
Can I
and
pray
not
for
just
you
a dude in
guys
a
right
robe?
No,
No.
I prefer
You
not.
do not have my consent.
Yeah.
Well, it's very practical. I can ask you, like, hey, would you repent and put your trust in the Savior today before it's too late? There's only a certain amount of time left. Like, do you not have that option? You do.
I have
You
evidence.
can pray for me.
I have evidence that I need to repent in order to be saved.
But actually,
Well, your sin is the evidence, isn't it?
actually, let me also say this. I do understand that there are like Christian compatibilists, but I think that Christianity to me just seems inherently hard deterministic.
Oh, that's why I'm compatibilist and don't believe in some BS libertarian free will. There's
Yeah.
definitely no free will at all, but free choice, yes.
Yeah, but like I know Christians like talk about this all the time, but like they talk about this all the time, and they say like it's not hard deterministic. But whenever I look at it, I see it as like hard deterministic, right? But basically, I understand like God exists in like B theory of time. So to him, like there's no past, present, and future. It's all kind of like merged together, and technically everything's already happened. And like we're going through time at a linear, like we're on a timeline. We're going through time in a linear sense, but God is like
Yes.
the
yes.
timeline's already happened, basically.
Yes. I'm already
Everything
know.
already happened. And so
Oh, so Pennywise style?
Yes. Yes.
And so
Wait, hold. Are you a Christian?
All right, go ahead.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm agnostic.
But you do have a choice today to put your trust in the Savior, right?
I disagree.
You don't see that you have that option?
Well, like I have that option, but like I'm only gonna make that option given that I'm convinced.
Yeah,
that God
is it
exists.
justified? No, or that's up to debate. But yeah, you definitely do have the choice.
Yeah, I have the
Don't
choice,
you?
but
Isn't
I
that very
feel like-
practical? You clearly got the
Okay.
choice.
Yo, Hot Rod, can I ask you a question?
Yo, what's up, MB?
Hold on. Wait, so really quick. Sorry, I'm like switching games, and I'm a bit preoccupied. But like, oh shoot, this isn't the way. But okay, here's what I think. Christianity seems deterministic to me because like, despite like we're moving on the timeline.
Oh my God! Shut
And,
the
like,
fuck up.
and God can like see the. You shut the fuck up. Get the fuck. Oh wait. Are you talking to me or someone else?
Don't trigger Angry Coco. You're not gonna like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it.
I will literally find out where your mother lives and fuck her and become your stepdad.
I think he was talking to someone else.
No, he was
Oh,
just
wait,
up here to troll us.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was joking.
Good joke, funny joke.
So no, okay. So we're on a linear timeline, right? And so we're experiencing time like this. Like there's past, there's present, and then there's future. God can see everything, and technically he's outside of this, and all of this has already happened to him. Christianity seems deterministic to me because God like inserts himself, I guess, in certain points on the timeline, and so he goes here, he creates the entire universe and like us and everything that's going to happen, but he already knows like what's going to happen. And so as we're going through the timeline, we're basically just a train on a train track. Whenever we do something, God's not shocked. God is like, I already knew you were going to do that before you even did it. And
I
he
agree
also sees
100% so far.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
but-
also sees the other possibilities. So it's like
Yep.
it's a timeline, and there's all these possibilities, and God knows this is going to happen, but he also sees that this could potentially happen, this could potentially happen, this could potentially happen, and this could potentially happen, but he knows what will actually happen. And when we do this, right, like God already knows that we're doing it. So when this happens, God is like, oh, I'm not surprised. Like I knew before it even happened. And so I think we're just
So
all
I can't play a
determined
fair
to do
game
so.
of chess with God?
Like
Nope.
none of us can surprise
Nope.
God. If I literally say like "fuck a God" in the next sentence,
But
God
I
knew
don't
what
think
was
that
gonna
that
say.
negates free choice, and that's where I
No, it
became
doesn't.
compatibilist.
Yeah, I think
For
that.
me, that doesn't negate. Go on,
Okay.
go.
Oh, wait.
For me,
Like-
that
Oh, go ahead. Actually, go ahead. I'll go after you.
for
But
me
you
that
did this-
doesn't negate free will or free choice. It just makes it to where God doesn't care about your choices, but your choices still matter.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
That's a for
I
me
think
statement.
to me, I think it negates free will because like if I'm sitting in this room right now and I choose not to believe in God, and I'm choosing that because of my brain, because of the chemicals that are flowing through my brain, because of like the external and internal stimuli that's dictating my choice, and also God created me and He knows in the future that I won't believe in Him. Like I'm just literally doing what God has already created me to do and what God already sees that I'm going to do.
So with that, look,
God set it up to where I will be a non-believer. It's
Can I
impossible
give you?
for me.
Can
to
I give you
surprise
my
God.
breakdown? Because it's gonna sound very deterministic. So, all right. Given all prior antecedents, somehow you came out, right? All the deterministic, blah, 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 your parents did this, grandparents did this, all the events in history, so on and so forth, you popped out the womb, right?
Yeah.
And then from that point, you had your own desires. Let's like skip ahead to where like we believe you have moral agency, right? So like you're a teenager and you have your own wills and desires and you've been through things and so on and so forth. And today you get to make decisions based on the things that you want to do. Now, will those decisions be influenced based on all of the given prior antecedents? Like clearly, but will they still reflect who you are and the things that you want to do? Yes. So then today you start making decisions and so on and so forth. And then when you're like 30 years old and you're making decisions, they will be predetermined by your decisions in the past, but your decisions from the past will reflect your will, given the prior antecedents.
I think I'm in line with Coco on this one, where it's like, if God set the world up in such a way, he would know my prior antecedents. So he would know, like, essentially, he would know the choices I'm going to make because of what I've gone through in my life. So I wouldn't really be making a choice necessarily, because if somebody knows what you're going to do, there's
I
an
agree.
option.
I agree. He would know the choice that you would make
No,
given
none of
the
that's
things
true.
that happen, but like that doesn't mean that it wouldn't reflect who you are as a person.
No,
Actually,
I'm not.
yeah.
I definitely
Wait,
would
really
reflect
quick,
who I am,
really
but-
quick, guys. Go ahead, Peter Bot, but I know who you are. But go ahead.
Yeah, none of that's true. Determinism is false, and B theory of time is false. A theory is true, and libertarian free will is true.
Yeah. So can you give me a premise-based argument for that, and like why I should hold to
Sure.
determinism being false?
Okay. Premise 1. Ought implies can. If you ought do X, that means you can do X. Premise 2. Under determinism, everything that can happen will happen or has happened. Okay. Premise 3. You ought believe in true things. Okay.
Yeah.
Premise 4. I believe that determinism is false. Conclusion: determinism is false.
Wait. I mean, like according to your belief, but not like objective. Wait. What?
Well, I'm saying ought implies can. Under determinism, can implies that you do. So, you ought believe in true things implies that I do believe in true things. And since libertarian free will is one of those true things I believe in, then libertarian free will is true.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. So we all believe in like true things, and like you believe in libertarianism. But I mean, like it could literally be the case that you are like hard determined to believe something that's like incorrect. Like, how does that demonstrate that like libertarianism is actually objectively true?
If we ought believe in true things, and ought implies that you can, and under determinism, can implies that you do, then if you ought do X, it implies you actually do X. So if you ought believe in true things, it implies that I actually do believe in true things. Since I believe in true things, one of the things I believe is that libertarian free will is true. So since my beliefs are true, then it follows libertarian free will is true. Determinism is false.
Wait. What's the argument that your
UED.
beliefs are true?
My beliefs are true because I ought believe in true things. I ought have true
but like,
beliefs.
well, like,
True things. How is that beneficial for you?
yeah, or not even that. Let's say that you ought believe in true things. Like, how do you know you came to the the right conclusion?
Because if I ought believe in true things, and then under determinism, whatever can happen will happen, and
Yeah.
ought implies can, right?
Yeah.
So I ought,
so-
if I ought do X, it implies I can do X.
Is it
Okay.
possible that you can be mistaken?
Is it possible under my view?
Yeah.
No. Or
It's
sorry,
impossible. It's impossible for you to be mistaken.
under my view, yes. Under my view, yes.
No, that's base. That's base.
Wait, under your view, you can be mistaken, or you can't be mistaken.
Under libertarian freedom, I can be mistaken about what's true, yeah. But under
Is this
determinism,
troll, or do you genuinely believe in libertarian free will?
I am listen very carefully. I'm going to explain it very slowly, okay? Ought implies can, okay? Can implies that you do, right? Under determinism. So if you ought believe in true things, that implies that you can believe in true things, okay? Right? Follow so far?
Yeah.
If you ought believe in true things, it follows that You can believe in true things.
Yeah.
If you can believe in true things, it implies that you do believe in true things.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not necessarily the case.
Under determinism, it must be.
I mean, there's like a bunch of things I can do, but like doesn't mean I'm gonna do all those things.
Under determinism, whatever can happen will or has happened, right?
Not necessarily. Like
Yes.
I can have schmecks with like Taylor Swift, but like that hasn't happened.
How? Well, then whatever can, given the same antecedent conditions, if you're gonna have sex with Taylor Swift, then you will. There's no other way.
Yeah, but how do you know you will if you haven't done it?
How do you know that you will?
Well, how you know is irrelevant. Whatever
Just
will
because
happen.
I can doesn't mean that I will.
Yeah, like
Well,
I'm pretty,
yeah,
I'm
I see what
pretty
he's saying.
confident.
The determinism is like, if your future is determined, whatever you cannot do, that's not what will happen. Anything that you can do, it's already determined that will happen.
Yes.
But there's
I
an
think under
awkward.
his
I feel like
paradigm.
there's an
Sorry, go ahead.
awkwardness into this
Yes, but
conversation
if
because that
nothing
means
is
like
determined,
it's
That was a
implausible to
W
believe in
statement.
false things.
That was a W
yes, but if
statement.
nothing
That
is
is
determined, how can you
correct. That is
believe it's
correct,
determined?
Skippy.
Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I
So
had to agree. So basically, compatibilism works, and I win. I mean, I feel like
no,
that's what
no,
Peter
I
Parker
disagree
proves.
with that. I disagree with that. It could be the case that like you can. Okay, so you ought to believe in true things, and you can
But
believe in true things.
if nothing is true, everything is true.
Wait, hold on. So like you ought to believe in true things and you can believe in true things. Doesn't necessarily mean that you do believe in true things. Like it could be the case that you believe something to be true, but you're determined to be you're
If nothing is
hard
true,
determined to
everything is
be
true.
you're hard determined to
Everything
believe
is
something is
true.
true that actually ends up being false.
No.
Yeah. Why would
That's
we
what
apply oughts in hard determinism anyways?
that's what the Matrix is all about. And if
It's
nothing is
exact.
true,
Yeah.
everything is true.
Exact. Well, you could just say whatever ought happen is the thing that happened. That's what these determinists have to say.
Sure. So like, but that wouldn't give you any information about whether a belief is true or false. It's just like this person believes in this person has a belief, and then that's exactly the amount of information that you could get. Like, right?
All agree with everything I said. I said every option to what you said. You all agree. I said
Like,
nothing's true, nothing's true.
so why are you saying
Yeah,
like
Martin, I cannot hear you, bro.
why are you giving oughts in with hard determinism?
I literally said everything you said. I agreed with everything I said.
Martin, we cannot hear you, bro.
I am talking. Can you not hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear
now
you.
we can.
I said I agreed with everything you said, and you all just added me up, and I agreed with everything. So it was pure muck.
Oh, you're slurring a little bit. Like, are you
Yeah.
inebriated?
I'm actually talking to you. I'm Irish accent, which I believe that Americans think is slurring.
Oh, okay. We'll try our best.
What the
Yeah, but
hell?
no, I said everything you say. I said I literally said I believe what you believe, and you were going yeah, and everyone was going yeah, and until I said I don't believe, I don't care what you think. You're going, what did you say? Because you don't know what you're on about most times. Because if there is a God, he doesn't care about us, and if there is a God, why would he care about us?
How do you know he doesn't care about you?
But why would he?
Because he's all good. He's all loving.
But why would he?
Because it's his nature to.
Are you ever envious of your neighbor? Yes, you are. Are you ever sinful? Yes, you are. Are you ever gluttonous? Yes, you are. Every person has committed sins in their life, so we're all going to hell.
But this pivoted away from like determinism to like, whether God cares about us.
The Bible says we can all pray away. So on my deathbed, if I know I'm going to die in 2 weeks, just say it for God forsake and touch wood, blah blah blah. If I know I'm going to die, I can pray to God and I can bring brought into the. What if Hitler knew he was going to die an hour before he was going to die? Would he get brought into heaven?
Well, maybe not.
Can we get back to the conversation that we were having?
Yeah, I want to get back to
the Bible. God
determinism.
gives everyone.
Yeah, so with the determinism, what I think you guys are probably like not really clicking with what his argument is with determinism, there's no possibility. Everything that will happen will happen. There's just will happen and won't
No, I'm
happen.
just
There's
saying, well,
nothing in
I'm saying
between.
everything in the
There's
Bible
no
is getting
chaotic
forgiven.
potential. And
No,
so if
everything-
something ought to happen, that implies that it can.
No,
If it
that's not
can,
what
it has to happen,
I'm saying,
because
everything in
the
the Bible.
alternative is it's impossible to happen. Either it's impossible
I'm
or it
saying
will
everything
happen.
in the
Right?
Bible
Wait, hold
will
on,
get
hold on,
forgiven.
chill out, Martin.
That was not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say everything in the Bible says it will get forgiven. If you ask for
Martin, we're not
forgiveness-
talking about that. We're on a different thing.
in the Bible, it says you
You
will
would-
be forgiven for all your sins. It does say this, and I don't care.
All right, let's get back to the conversation.
So yeah, but I'm just wondering why you are introducing like an ought into hard determinism.
That's I feel like we're missing on the part where like under determinism, you ought do something means you do something, right? So
that's the crux of the argument.
Well, you could just say there's no oughts.
there,
Yeah, you could do that.
I suppose, but I think that because you
That's
can't
silly
be
though,
wrong
right?
in a deterministic world, you would just know the wrong information. So your ought would be to know wrong information. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think a more successful argument would
Right.
be you can't have both oughts, like both like oughts and determination so like
Well, no, you
yeah.
can. You can just think, whatever ought to happen, whatever happens ought to happen, and it's
But,
not true
like-
that you can just deny that it's true. You ought to believe true things or something like that.
Yeah, but like I guess, but I'm just saying that ought doesn't seem to be functioning in any capacity.
Yeah, I know. Because usually when you say you ought to X, there's some bad alternative or something like that. Go, get out of here.
Yeah. So I guess like does that create a problem? You feel like with hard determinism is that there like you think there should be oughts and hard determinism doesn't allow oughts and therefore hard determinism is unreasonable, or like what's the connection between the fact that like you can't have oughts in hard determinism?
Sorry, hold on. My dog is freaking out. Stop.
Oh. Also, Dons, what's up? Everyone be nice. Dons, do you have anything that you want to say?
Yeah, Dons, do you have an argument? Give me a syllogism right now. What's premise one?
Okay. We have to figure out what level she's on.
I'm just joking, Dons. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
I've really been enjoying your videos and lives. I accidentally asked to come up, and then you invited me.
Oh,
so I came up. I am I guess, an agnostic atheist. I dare not tell people that they have no right to believe what they do, but I have not been convinced by evidence. And I have read many scriptures, just doesn't convince me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, Coco, do you mind if I answer Skippy?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
we'll get back
Skippy.
to that, Don. Hang tight.
Are you still there, Skippy?
Yeah, sorry, I'm replying to text messages, but I can still hear you even when I'm muted.
Okay, wait, what did you ask again?
Well, I was just wondering, like, what, like if you say that you cannot have oughts in hard determinism, like, do you feel like that makes hard determinism unreasonable, or like, what was the larger point, I guess?
I think you can have oughts. But the larger point is that it's if you believe that you ought believe in true things, okay, that we have a duty to believe things that are true, then determinism is self-defeating.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can just reject the ought. You can just say there are no oughts.
Yeah, you could reject that. That's one way out.
Wait, was I close with my objections, or was I like completely off in destroying the argument?
I kind of forgot what you said. Okay.
I was saying, like, is it possible that, like, yeah, I could grant the ought and say that you ought believe like true things, and then you can believe true things, but like somewhere in there, it's possible that you're deceived. You believe something to be true that's not actually true, and it's because of your prior antecedents, and you think that you're getting to the truth, but you're not.
I don't think that works.
No.
It's Michael Humer's argument, if you want to look it up. It's a fun one.
Oh, does anyone have a computer available to them who could do it for me?
You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to now. I'm just letting you know if you want to
read more on it.
I do.
Probably.
So someone in the chat said that you might be equivocating on the term ought, which I feel like there's an equivocations are sometimes hard to sniff out. Like you can get the vibe that something somewhere the way that we're using those two words are changing, or that one word is changing. But I don't know. Omnivorous, Ouroboros. Do you want to say where you think the equivocation is?
Or whenever you say ought, what do you mean? I guess.
Like you're obligated to, like you should, like it's the good option.
Yeah. But like, I mean, like, I guess I would even reject oughts, like, as well, because like if you're a hard determinist, there's no ought. You just are determined to do things. There's not really oughts.
You don't think there's any? You don't think like we ought to believe the truth about Christianity?
I mean, like, that's kind of just going to be determined. I mean, some people feel otherwise.
Yeah, but we can imagine, at least epistemically, we could imagine like good determined situations and bad, right?
Depends who you ask, and that's just going to be based off of like prior antecedents.
Like if I prove to you right now determinism is 100% true, and then I take out a quarter and I flip it and I said, if it lands heads, I'll give you $1 million. It lands tails, I'll torture you for the rest of your life. You'd say one is good than the other, even though the option is determined, right?
Sure, but like the preferences which justify good or bad are also determined. Like we would still have those stances. Like just because the stances are determined doesn't mean the stances don't exist or aren't there. So like the same thing that you would justify that ought with are there, whether or not it's determined or not. It's just that in one situation it's not determined, in the other situation it is determined. So like if I say I ought not to cause pain, and like that ought is determined or not based on like my subjective preferences, whether or not that's determined or not, I'm still going to think that you ought not cause pain. I don't feel like determinism has anything to do with whether or not like the strength of your oughts. It's just like
Okay.
yeah.
So
because it's still there either way.
For you, if like if I proved to you determinism is true and you knew that given the initial conditions and our laws of physics and stuff, it was impossible to like not grape this child, you'd still say raping the child is wrong and it ought not occur, right? Because of your preferences against it, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I would say that, yeah.
It sounds like you just deny ought implies can then.
Well, I think so. So I would say ought is like a preference towards the way things should be.
Do you think you ought end world hunger within 5 seconds right now?
Yeah, I mean, if we're saying ought has like a moral component, maybe.
Yeah, like are you committing a moral failure when you don't end world hunger within the next 5 seconds?
I think utilitarians would have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
I think any
What do you think?
would say that though. It's not just exclusive to utilitarians. Like any normative framework would say that you ought, or maybe not virtue ethicists, but they would just phrase it differently. But they would agree that, you know, if you had the ability to end world hunger, then you ought to do so.
Yeah. Well, wait, you agree with that, right, Skippy? If you have the ability, then you ought to do it, right?
Yeah, but that ought comes from like a subjective place.
Okay, now what if you, like right now, you don't have the ability to end world hunger in 5 seconds. Do you still think you ought to do it?
No.
Okay. It seems like oughts aren't really in line with your preferences then.
Okay, this argument might be better than I thought.
Well, it's just well, I would say like if your preferences are tied up with things that can never happen, why would you prefer like if I knew I was preferring a state of affairs?
Wait, but now you're getting back to ought does imply can then. Things that can never happen.
I'm saying that why would I tie my preferences up to things that can never happen?
Wait, hold on. Peter, is this actually a defeater for determinism? For hard determinism?
Are you asking Peter or are you asking Mob?
Oh, well, I mean, you're literally the same person.
This is Mob, bro. Why
Yeah,
do you
it
have so
is.
many accounts?
I knew from the get-go.
It's actually only 2 accounts. I just keep changing the name on one of them.
Oh, but like, is the premise-based argument that you levied actually like a defeater for hard determinism?
I mean, I haven't looked a lot into it, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'd probably have to. I'd have to read and like sit with the premises. Actually,
I mean, it's actually funny. Michael Huemer he wrote a paper on it. He tried to publish it to like 7 different philosophy journals, and they all rejected him, saying it was like kind of silly.
Oh, it was really bad. Shit.
But it's interesting though.
Oh, but yeah, like
does humor reject implies can?
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
accepts it.
he affirms it. Oh, but I don't know. Yeah, like I'm still a hard determinist, I guess. But like I'm open to arguments against it. I'm a hard determinist who feels like a compatibilist. I feel like I can make any decision I want to, but then I also understand that that's because I have the mental faculty to do so.
Do you believe in free will?
I don't believe in free will.
Hello, guys.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
You're an indeterminist. Or sorry, you're an incompatibilist. I mean.
Yeah. Wait, but like I could be a hard determinist and an incompatibilist, right? Or
bear.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also like I guess like what I'm putting forth to the Christians is I think Christianity is hard determinist in nature. I think Calvinists got it right, to be completely honest with you.
I agree. Calvinism is based.
Like I think they sort of got it right, but also like
because of some of my like views, like again, I like try and study and make sure that I remain consistent. So because of some of the things that I affirm, I have to be compatible. I don't believe in everything that the Calvinists do.
Oh.
Well, you just think you don't, but it's already determined, buddy.
Well, can we ask the host a little bit about how they understand the world? I mean, you want to attack other people, but can we figure out how you understand the world so we can try to attack you?
I mean, like I have a worldview, but it's like incomplete. But like, sure, you can.
Yeah. So, like for example, do you believe in the Big Bang as the origin point of the universe?
Yeah, given the evidence that's presented, the Big Bang is like the most likely model for like the expansion of the universe.
Yeah, so and you understand for the Big Bang to be Big Bang, there had to be Big Bang from something, which is the first phase of the universe, a condensed state of this universe that was expanded.
Yeah. So I do hold there's a source to the universe, but that's not really conclusive on whether the universe is finite or infinite.
Yeah, no, well, I'm sorry, what? You're saying the universe is encapsulated in this first phase, but it's not finite? Then why is it encapsulated?
Or like there's not a conclusion that you can come to in regards to whether it's finite or infinite.
How is it encapsulated then?
So essentially, like whenever we study the universe, we can only go as far back as like T0, and then stuff starts to get like very like confusing in regards to the math and the science behind it.
But
so
you're saying there's no evidence. That doesn't mean that you don't believe in something new.
Wait, hold on. So what I'm saying is
you have no evidence for infinity, for example, on Earth.
Well, I mean, like we don't have any evidence that would like negate it, right? So like what I'm saying is that like I hope hold on. So like
just because you can't prove it.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can't prove it. That's enough evidence. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like I'm saying, like I would say I'm agnostic on it. So like I hold to the Big Bang theory being a thing, right? But when it comes to like finite or infinite universe, I'm kind of agnostic on it.
But like, you have to understand, you're against scientific consensus about the actual origins of the universe and the cosmos. Like it's against the laws of thermodynamics, for example, to believe in an infinite universe, because there's nothing. There's no encapsulation.
And not at all. So like according to the laws of thermodynamics, matter can't be created or destroyed. So that would just hint at like an infinite universe. Matter just
Well,
always
how do you have an
existed.
infinite universe and then call it a closed system of energy so the laws of thermodynamics can apply on it? Thermodynamics laws only apply on the closed systems of energy. And if it's an infinite system, how the fuck is it going to ever be closed? What are you talking about?
Oh, well, okay, like you were trying to bring thermodynamics into the conversation. So I'm explaining to you how thermodynamics, if you apply it to our universe.
I'm explaining to you your definition
like-
of infinity is not lining up with the basic scientific consensus of most basic physics requirements for this for applied physics.
Hold on. So like, whenever you say like the laws of thermodynamics and like, okay, first off, I don't believe the universe is a closed system because, like, yeah, we haven't explored the edges of the universe. But if you were to say,
see, that's what I'm saying. You have
okay. Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Provide evidence that we have
hold on. Pause.
Influencing the universe from outside.
Please don't ramble. I'm gonna have to
too fast. Okay, so like,
but wait, everything you're saying is against scientific consensus.
Wait, stop.
Please realize that this is the host and it's his live.
Yeah,
okay, but just say Google right now is the universe closed
hold on,
or not?
Stop. I'm gonna look. All I'm saying is I hold to the Big Bang Theory. When it comes to whether the universe is infinite or finite, I don't have a position on that. I'm agnostic on it. I say I don't know, right? When it comes to the
laws of thermodynamics, you're arguing out of ignorance.
Hold on. When it comes to the laws of thermodynamics, I understand that it only applies to closed systems, but you never really asked me my position on that. And when it comes to my position on that, I believe that space is an open system because we haven't explored the corners of space. Space is
the
infinite.
universe is a closed system of
explored
energy.
the
Look it
corners
up
of
right now
space.
on Google. Is the universe closed? Actually, it's an encapsulated system because it's completely isolated. It's so isolated, basically.
Wait.
It's so isolated you wouldn't even know it existed. That's how isolated it is. Like that's what encapsulated systems are. You wouldn't even know they existed because they're so encapsulated within themselves.
Wait, what do you mean by encapsulated?
But here's your proof. Prove that the universe has effects of energy affecting it from outside of it. That's how you open a system. Prove it. Do you have any evidence for it?
Wait, define encapsulated.
So, okay, first of all,
encapsulated is an isolated system of energy that can't even be detected. You can't even recognize that it exists.
Manar, you're so low tier, bro.
I keep muting you.
That's literally the three levels of systems of energy.
If you keep talking, I'm gonna kick you. Bro, shut the fuck up, please, and let other people talk. Go ahead, there.
I was just gonna say, like, Manar, for lack of a better term, you're making fun of Coco for doing an argument from ignorance. You're technically doing the same thing though as well when you're trying to bring up if the universe is open or closed or not. Now, I would disagree with Coco here, and I would say that the universe is closed because we do not necessarily have evidence of any other types of energy coming into the universe, right? Anything outside the universe affecting us. However, by you saying that same thing, it's just arguing from ignorance. We don't truly know and don't have any capability of proving if the universe is open or closed.
Not the same as him.
It's just based.
If it's look, every scientific hypothesis can be proven otherwise not true. Sure, there is a possibility because the expansion of the universe, and we don't have all knowledge of all of the universe at all time. Sure. But that doesn't. That's not the ignorance level that he's debating from. He has no idea how the laws of thermodynamics. He doesn't even know if the universe is closed or open. He doesn't know the laws of thermodynamics mean. Let me give you. This is the reason I mentioned the laws of thermodynamics.
Stop. I literally claimed.
Well, you said you didn't even know if it was closed or not.
No, shut the fuck up. You're not gonna literally come up here and say like I didn't know. I'm not arguing from fucking ignorance. Like I'm literally talking for what I know. What I granted was that I hold. What I granted was that I hold to. Like all I granted was that I hold to the Big Bang Theory. Like what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not up here talking about shit that I don't know about, right? You didn't ask me about like whether I believed in an open or a closed system until I just recently said that. And like. You're first off.
Before that, you were arguing about infinity, which you can't prove. Everything you debate, you don't know anything about.
Shut the fuck up. I'm literally talking. Like, what's wrong with you? You're the one who brought thermodynamics into this. We were talking about the Big Bang Theory, and I was talking from something I knew. I hold to the Big Bang Theory, but I don't think that the Big Bang Theory is conclusive on whether like the universe is infinite or finite, right? Like the Big Bang Theory just tells us that when we study as far back as we can go to T0, which is a mathematical or scientific unknown, right? That point, matter exists. There's a singularity of high density that then expands, creating all the matter in the universe, right? It could be that this singularity of high density existed eternally, or it could be that that's the starting point of the universe, and there's nothing like
Well, the
I don't
point
know.
I
Maybe there's nothing
mentioned,
beyond that, right? But it's not really
the point I
conclusive.
mentioned that
Or
the laws of
Coco.
thermodynamics. The point I mentioned, the reason I mentioned the point is for me mentioning the laws of thermodynamics was to show you that if this is an encapsulated closed system of energy, that means the laws of thermodynamics have to apply upon it. Cannot apply upon an infinite, open, complete regress, whatever the fuck you want to imagine your premise of a system of energy that was the first phase of a universe. But clearly, if there's a condensed state for the universe, that means the laws of thermodynamics are applying upon it, which is the first law of thermodynamics, which is the conservation of energy, which means energy cannot decimate or disappear spontaneously or appear spontaneously. That means that whatever energy within that system is within itself, encapsulated within itself, it cannot be the generator for the energy of the expansion. You cannot generate enough energy within an encapsulated closed system of energy from within itself, the energy for the balloon to explode. Somebody has to step on the balloon, somebody has to breathe on it, somebody has to puncture it.
Wait, are you demanding
That's
an
why I
answer to
mentioned the laws
dark
of thermodynamics.
Hold on. Is he demanding an answer to dark energy?
I think
I'm
just
saying
shadow
that
Coco.
the energy source that pumped the created the Big Bang was
that's
God.
dark energy.
And now you can say that's God of the gaps, but it's
necessarily
completely logically following my definition of what a God is.
I don't know if he's necessarily doing that. Like, he might be. Look, I'm not a quantum physicist or anything like that, right? But what I do understand is that there is a quantum cosmological model for the Big Bang, and that can answer some of the questions that Manar is bringing
The
up.
reason the reason it evaporates is the entropy, which is the second law of thermodynamics, which
Why
is
are you
if the
yapping
system
with
is
the comments
closed and
right
is
now?
left alone, it will entropy away into equilibrium, which is the complete decimation of the energy from the system. That's why Don mass. That means that the energy is actually applied. The laws of thermodynamics are actually applying upon it. That's why it's decimating.
So as I was,
Don,
so
dumb
as I
fuck,
was,
bitch,
so,
Don.
so
Okay,
as I,
wait,
so as I was
stop,
saying,
stop. We're not going to use the B word, but also
so as
like
I was
Yo,
saying,
Coco. You know what you could say? You could say the beginning of our universe is the ending of a previous one. It's like an infinite cycle, infinite in the
well,
past.
so that is.
It's crazy because every time I
that is
present
one
this
model,
theory, I present evidence like thermodynamics and how.
Why is he yelling?
Okay, so anyways, as I was saying before he had interrupted me halfway through my sentence, so like there is the quantum cosmological model that like can be applied to the Big Bang, which can answer some of the questions he's talking about, because thermodynamics seems to, at least from what I understand, seems to only be able to apply to things that are outside of the quantum field, because there are things such as quantum field fluctuations that do appear like spontaneously and do not necessarily follow what we recognize as the law of thermodynamics. But like if we go with the quantum cosmological model, then what that's showing is that the singularity that was infinitely dense was in the quantum, what can be called the quantum realm, like the same as like photons and stuff. And then once it expanded out of that, that's when the like the laws of like thermodynamics and stuff started applying onto it. And then like to what you were saying earlier, I think it was CF Jewel that said that, or Peterbot, one of the two. They said about like the universe coming back from a previous universe. I mean, like there's other models that do that. There's the CCC model, and there's the ekproctic model or something like that. That's like the remnants of like a previous universe that like expanded into each other or something like that. But like, yeah, that's like very bare bones of like what I know about like physics, and I don't go too deep into it, but like, you know, just listen to Dr. Blitz and like ask him these questions and he'll be able to explain
Yeah,
it better than
I don't know
can.
much about it either.
Holy shoot.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
apparently
wow.
there's more I have to study
know
about
shit.
science.
No, I mean I don't even understand what his contention was. It was basically
Well, I mean, so like Coco, like if all he was wanting to do was just like poke at your worldview, right? You don't have to know all of physics to necessarily have a worldview on that, like unless you just want to. But like he was attacking basically your agnosticism on the consequences of the Big Bang. but then he was also taking what you were saying as like what you believe, and that was like the main issue there. Is like it didn't matter what you said, if you agreed with him, if you disagreed with him, if you brought up like a third point, whatever you said, he was just going to attack you for it because he was just in hostile mode, and that was like the main thing that was happening there. Well, I mean, like, yeah, because he wasn't letting you speak. Like, it didn't matter like what you were gonna say. Like, he just wasn't letting you speak.
Yeah, I was even confused. Like, I just said that I hold to the Big Bang theory. Like, I made no other entailments. Like, I was so confused.
There is one thing that I think. So, like, he was saying infinite. We need to understand what he means by infinite. If he means temporally infinite or like spatially infinite, because like the universe can be spatially infinite. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It can be like a oh dang, what's that called? A Dyson sphere? No, not a Dyson sphere. There's like this like thing where it's like it's all one side. It's like a shape that's all one side.
Wait, explain to me, what's the difference between a closed system and a open system? You said that an open system would have energy going into it.
An open system is just a system that intakes new energy from like other sources outside of itself. A closed system doesn't, with the exception of heat. Heat can go into...
Earth is an example of an open system.
Yeah, the Earth is an example of an open system. Technically, there are no true examples of a closed system.
Oh my god, it's Dean Withers.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. I think it's fair to say, like, I don't know if, like, our universe is a closed system because we haven't explored, like, every inch of, like, of the universe or, like, our reality. Or space. Space is, like, an open... Space is well, we don't know what space is, right? It could be an open system because there's so much out there to explore.
Because it all depends. Because, like, I hold that the universe is closed just because, A, I don't know that much about physics, and B, the evidence of, like, of what little I have researched shows that, like, the universe... Because, like, if the universe is infinite, but, like, beyond the foreseeable universe, it's just infinitely dark, then, yeah, there is no new energy coming into the universe. It's, like, that's all there is.
Oh, that's not necessarily true. That's why there's a debate if it's an open system or a closed system.
Because
like, what if there's somewhere out there that
there could be universes outside of our universe interacting and sharing energy? Then it would be an open system, right? So
Yeah. So like, what if it's the case that like there's, what if it's the case that there is some corner of space that we haven't explored, where like energy's coming in and like our space is in like.
Now, the evidence suggests that it's a closed system because space is a vacuum, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is.
Yeah, but also, sure. I'm 100% open to accepting that it's like, again. So like the main reason why I even brought that up is because the guy was saying that you're pleading from ignorance, but he was doing that as well. Like he was pleading from ignorance.
But no, if I let you up, you have to shut the fuck up. You talk too much, Turn.
You talk too much.
I couldn't understand his accent. Yeah, I was like so confused.
Yeah, I'd like to study more on multiversal theory as well, and I think that would be a cool thing to look into, especially if it like actually interacts with us and proves that it's an open or closed system.
I think that would take a lot of evidence.
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely.
I'd probably say I'm agnostic on it, on whether we're.
Okay, Menard, play nice.
Anyways, I was in the middle of watching.
All right, well, I disagree with Bear, and I knew that Bear was the only way for him to attack the logical theory of the origins of the universe is he's gonna assume this quantum theory of quantum universe, which he has no fucking idea what he's talking about at all. Yeah. If I ask him the slightest questions to try to examine his worldview, he's gonna fumble and dumble, and it's actually what he's advocating for.
Well, that's
what he's advocating for is that the world was in a contradiction state. It was in a state that was not in mental illness. It was the universe was P and not P.
Did I mention mental illness? What the hell?
I mean, that's what the quantum theories of origins of the universe.
Like this guy just starts straw manning in the shadow box.
You want to laugh? Okay. I'm straw manning.
Wait, Manor.
Explain to us
No, stop.
Dude,
Just
you're
shut the
Explain
talking
fuck
to
about
up.
us
mental
this
illness.
Wait, no, no.
schizophrenic quantum
No,
theory.
just shut the fuck up and
You're
ask
talking
questions
about
about my
men-
worldview. What the
You're talking
fuck?
about
Like,
mental.
what
He's
are you
talking about
doing?
mental illnesses. Like, are you saying that like anyone that is like talking or providing? First of all, that's not my worldview. That's just an opposing.
That's
like,
the only way
theory
you were able to
that
attack
existed.
me.
Wait, you're
Was the
literally
quantum
shadowboxing.
theory.
No, nobody has told you entailments about their
No,
worldview.
no.
You're just
Bear,
like
Bear is
assuming that you're
mentally
going to take like a
schizophrenic,
position.
man. Listen, he just said that the
You
world
might be
is
fucking
in a
schizophrenic.
contradictory state.
Who the
I'm
fuck?
I'm
Who the
schizophrenic.
That's
fuck
what
are
Bear
you
believes
debating?
in.
I'm
Listen to
schizophrenic.
me.
Okay, then you don't exist, Manar. Yeah, if I'm schizophrenic, then you
Yeah,
don't
that's what
exist.
you literally
Okay.
believe in
You might.
contradiction. You just said that
Yo,
the
shut
Well,
the
he doesn't
fuck
exist.
up. You
Yo,
might
I
be
took
fucking.
my meds and he stopped existing. Say
Yeah,
you swear.
I just took
Yo,
my meds
like,
right now and he's gone.
Yo,
who's he
Crazy,
boxing?
man.
there.
Who's he
Why did the
boxing?
voices stop? Oh my god.
I think he's
Yo,
a
this
troll,
is crazy.
actually.
I'm gonna get a notebook specifically for debating and just start writing down every single fallacy I hear, because that was at least 7 within like not even 5 minutes. Like that was
Like,
despicable.
who's he
Oh,
boxing?
that's
He's
not
fighting
Tucker,
in
that's someone else's cat.
like
When
he's fighting entailments nobody made. Nobody made any entailments, and he assumes like Ella Bear is gonna hold to like psychological like it's like
Like no, I
mental illness.
don't even believe in the quantum cosmological. Look, I don't know like if I would make a positive claim about things, but like if I know of a worldview that is different than what you're spouting, yeah, I'm gonna bring it up and then have you challenge that. But if all you're gonna do is just say I'm mentally ill, you're not really much of a challenge.
And at that point, I got to get him out of here because not only is that disrespectful to people that all of us know that have mental illnesses, but like we're seeking truth on this panel. That's just.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm autistic, but I don't know if I'm not schizophrenic. I got diagnosed for all that shit.
Well, one of my friends, one of my close friends, is schizophrenic, and she's extremely smart. So I don't like the entailment that message gives off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was gonna say one other thing because I'm watching American Horror Story with my so I was trying to. Oh well, that's it. I guess I'm gonna go watch American Horror Story.
Appreciate you for coming up, Bear. It was always good to talk to you, bro.
You guys have a good day.
But yeah, like I think we're over that guess. Like he literally didn't attack like my worldview because he didn't ask anything about like what I actually hold to. He just started attacking like what I said could be potentials. Like I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yo, Coco,
You know what's that?
do you think it's possible to have an infinite number of real things?
An infinite number of real things.
Yeah, not like numbers, like things that actually like exist.
You don't think numbers exist?
No.
Well, not ontologically. Conceptually, yeah.
Okay. As long as we all agree concepts can exist.
I mean, like, I'm gonna say no, but like, I'm not confident in that. No, it could be the case that like there's infinite matter existing, but like I haven't seen it, so like, why would I believe?
To prove a concept is true is different than it exists.
If you like wrote down all the causes in the ever, would there be an initial cause to that, or would it just go back forever?
Be an initial cause.
I'll be honest, I don't even know which I hold to.
I would hold to infinite cause. You would just have to, because there would always be a cause before the cause. You can never, if something was caused, it's the effect of another cause.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I
Okay.
mean, like, based on, logically, I think, that would follow, Everything's gonna have, like, some kind of cause, and so it would just go on infinitely. I guess none of us here would hold to, like, some kind
But
of...
how would that causal change? How would it reach the present moment?
Yeah, when you follow, like if you the more research that I do on like all causal chains, in order to
laughing at?
instantiate the initial cause, like there would have to be a cause. Now, whether I'm going to get into an argument about a causeless cause here or not, no.
Wait, Mob, the reason that I'm laughing is because we both know that's a stupid question that, like, Christians ask, bro. Like, if you believe in an infinite regress, how do we get to, like, a point on the timeline? And
All right, let me try this one. Let's say there's a guy, and he's lived forever,
Yeah.
and he has a diary, and every year he writes about. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one instead. Imagine there's an infinite line of people, and there's a piece of paper that's been like every day. The guy has a piece of paper. He passes it to the next guy in the line, and then the next day he passes it to the next guy, and so on and so forth, right? And this has been going on past eternity. Okay. And so this is the rule. If someone receives the piece of paper and it's blank, he writes his name on it and passes it to the next guy, okay? Yeah. Only if it's blank, he writes his name on it. Only if it's blank. Okay? When the piece of paper gets to the front of the line, which would be the present moment, that's analogous to the present moment, will it have a name on it?
Never be in front of the line.
No, there is a front. There's no beginning. There's no beginning.
If there's no beginning, it's infinite. There would be no.
But there's an end. Sorry, end. Okay, end of the line. Whatever.
What's that, Missy?
Also, I don't think an end is necessarily entailed either.
But I'm positing it.
That just wouldn't work logically. You can't have an infinite thing with an end, because then it would no longer be infinite. It would be finite.
No, think of the set of positive integers, that's infinite, but there's a beginning, or the set of negative integers, that's infinite, but there's an end.
But you would never reach the beginning, right? Like you can go infinitely small with the decimals, and you would never reach the beginning point.
There's no decimals. I said integers. There's no decimals.
Well, then, yeah, that's a finite line because you have a zero, right? It's not.
I think
it is infinite. There's infinite integers.
I think what you're talking about is like no different than I forgot what it was called, but like there's a soldier who needs to fire a shot, and basically in order for him to fire the shot, he has
the sniper's paradox.
Yeah, the sniper's paradox, and like it keeps going backwards. Like this person needs to get a command from this person to reach that sniper.
Yeah, even that one.
Would he ever like fire the shot? Oh no, I think this is a misconception of like what an infinite like timeline would even be. I think.
Look, Coco, I'll give you another one. If you have 1 hour, if there's a light and it's on, and then in the span of an hour, at half an hour you flick it off, and then after 15 minutes you flick it back on, and after 7.5 minutes you flick it off, and you keep cutting the time in half and flick it on and off. Yeah. And you can do that infinite times within the hour. At the end of the hour, will it be on or off? You see, all these paradoxes arise from infinites.
You could judge it based on the speed of light because that has a finite value.
There is no end.
Well, it's logically possible.
That was actually the smartest thing I've heard this whole life.
That was a good answer, but
That was pretty clever.
imagine a different world with different speed of light.
Peter, let me ask you a question. Peter, let me ask you a question really quick, if you don't mind. Do you know what like non-existence entails?
Non-existence.
Yeah, like what exactly does non-existence entail?
Actually, I don't even think we can define that because we can't even define.
I don't think non-existence has an ontology.
Well, non-exist. Well, I mean,
I'm not sure. What does
I don't
it
think we
entail?
I don't think we can ever observe non-existence, and that's kind of my point. Because non-existence, like complete non-existence, would also be void of possibility. Correct?
Exactly.
So how can like existence come from non-existence? Like how can the possibility of existence and existence arise if non-existence would be like void of possibility? Because the very like possibility present would mean existence itself, right?
I don't know.
Well, because like okay, so like there is a philosophical problem of nothingness, and I think it would just apply to non-existence. It's impossible to define it. When you're defining it, you're defining something that exists.
And then when you can define it, then it's something. So there's nothing. There's not nothing there.
And that was kind of my point. Like, why would infinite regress even matter? Like, if like the possibility of non-existence is just incoherent.
Not
That was the best way to sum it up, man.
I'm not quite sure what you're asking.
Like, I guess I'm asking, like, why would infinite regress even like be impossible in this instance? I mean, if we presuppose that time is even linear, right? Like, so in order for like there to be an issue, sure, I can understand maybe if time was linear, but even then, I don't know. But like when it comes to just like infinite regress and like something having to be an initial start, like that just seems kind of incoherent.
How, like, the being an initial thing is incoherent?
Yes, because that implies that something is coming from nothing or existence is coming from non-existence.
By coming from, do you mean caused by? What do you mean?
Same thing. It doesn't matter how you want to define it semantically, right? So like an initial cause, like that caused things to happen would like just be an incoherent concept because that's just saying that something is occurring from like non-existence.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to say that. They wouldn't say there's no prior explanation. The nothingness is not the cause of it. It's like eternal. It has no cause,
Well,
right?
I'm not necessarily implying nothingness because nothingness like just can be like talking about like physical objects, right? Like no thing, but I'm talking about like existence itself. Like even like just like basic concepts or possibilities, probabilities, like existing.
Yeah,
right?
from my understanding, I don't think that there was ever a point that like nothing ever was. Like there was always something, whether it be energy or some type of field, like something always existed.
Well,
Would it be
also,
fair to
you
say
have to
that?
remember that if there ever was nothing, then there was also no law of non-contradiction. So from that, you can derive explosion and get anything.
I know exactly
how
who
we
this
exist.
is.
Maybe that's
I
how
know
we
exactly who this is. Wait, what the fuck? Why are you guys making different accounts?
He's Mondarch.
Okay, that is right here, right now, and he's in an account that's mocking Don Mark.
Chill, bro. Like, what the hell?
Let's
Coco,
go.
you're getting better at that. I used to come on lives on multiple accounts.
Nailed
And
right
never
on the
got
head.
Bro, let's go.
Mob, is this the D-Slob account or you still have that one?
This is the D-Slob account.
Yeah, you changed it. I have the other D-Slav account. No, mine's is B-Job.
Yeah, I seen that because Mob, you were talking about how you couldn't get B-Job, and I noticed that someone has it now.
I had B-Job for a bit. I had to like use Google fonts to make it work.
Bro,
I wish I had a
I
B-Job.
can't troll for one sentence, bro, before I get...
Your voice is unique.
I have a cold right now. I have the flu.
Yeah, I can still tell.
Okay.
Pause no
I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Skill diff. Like you got gapped. Admit it.
Yeah, I got gaped.
Gaped is crazy. Do you guys know what gaped means?
What do you mean?
Yes, Coco, we do. That's why I laughed.
I have a pretty good understanding of what gape means.
God.
It's like one of those rubber bands, right? You just keep stretching it, and then...
No, it's whenever your butthole...
It doesn't unstretch.
No, Coco, you need to...
Coco, you're thinking of a prolapse.
No, it's whenever your butthole's, like, it's been filled so much that it's expanded.
Okay, I don't know if we should be talking about this on TikTok.
Explain it without using your hands, please.
Yo, Robbie's here, Coco. You can ask him about that science stuff.
Whenever you're gaped, you're just expanded in your...
This is me telling you, PR. Hello, shut up.
Yo, Missy, are you gonna debate Kaysen? I thought that was happening.
We were going to, but I think it's postponed for right now. But I would love to have that. I would love to even just sit down and have a conversation with Kaysen about it.
Kaysen's good at committing to debates and then having them be rescheduled.
Nah,
This is like the fourth time in a row it's happened.
it is what it is. I don't.
And he's not very insecure about that either. So you could mention it a lot.
Oh, I don't really care. If he wants to just sit down and talk, I'm totally chill with that too.
Yeah, he's a runner.
No, but also, when it comes to infinite regress, like Stephen Mathematics has explained to me like how it's possible to even traverse an infinite regress. But I just don't really know how to explain it, and I always get cooked on it. But also, like, it's very complex. I need to sit down and like sit with it.
Yo, recently on Monkey Boys Live, we had Alex Malpass on, and I asked him that. I said, "How do you traverse an infinite?" And he explained it, and it's on Monkey Boys YouTube.
Wait! Are you guys dead? You had the Alex Malpass? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was on Rasul's account.
He's like
It was
one of
so
the
funny.
best theological...
Yeah, Alex Malpass comes on TikTok now. It's kind of funny. He's been on Constantine's lives a couple times.
It's fucking wicked, bro.
Coco, isn't he one of your favorite like Christian philosophers?
I think no. He's atheist.
He's atheist,
But
bro.
Prince, bro, chill out.
I forgot why I'm a fan of him.
I was trying to catch Coco speeding.
Bro, no one's letting you rage bait them today. I'm sitting here in the corner letting it happen. Everyone else is not letting you rage bait people.
Yo, Peter,
was,
first of all, I'm a huge fan. Second of all, did you like that whole line about how if there was nothing, then there's no law of non-contradiction?
If there's nothing, there's no law of non-contradiction.
Yeah, people say that something can't come from nothing, but if there's nothing stopping something from coming from it, because there's no law of non-contradiction, and that's the only thing that stops stuff from coming out of contradictory places. So it's really easy when you GG summarize it like that.
I would disagree with that.
Nobody cares.
I would okay.
Lobby.
I would say like the laws of logic. Wait, actually, check me on this if this is wrong. But I think the laws of logic describe inherent characteristics about our universe.
Can they be proven deductively?
Remind me what deductively is.
No.
That is true, but that's a definition. That's bad.
I think the laws of logic describe something objective. So like a rock cannot be a rock and not a rock at the same time.
Yeah, but are they true or false?
They are true.
Rocks are true.
Are they propositional? The laws of logic, are they propositional? Like A is A. Is that capable of being true or false, right?
Yeah, I think that's propositional. Yeah, that'd be true.
And then, so can they be proven deductively?
Remind me what deductively means.
Given that they're propositional, right? Can they be proven deductively?
I can prove A is A.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, very good.
But like, I need to hash that out more.
Very good. Yeah.
Can't go. You just
wait. Coco, ask Robbie about that stuff. The science guy was saying.
I don't even know what
system. It was like the closed system, thermodynamics, the quantum.
Bro, there's no point. He was wrong.
Yeah, like that guy was going
He was
through
saying
like
stupid shit.
That guy was going through like some kind of roid rage, and like I couldn't even understand what he was.
I'm not gonna act like I'm a genius because it's my first year of college, but I am in college for nuclear engineering. Like I have a basic understanding of science. He was just
Are you guys saying that because he was mad he was wrong? That's an argument from emotion fallacy.
No, he was wrong because he had a room temperature.
All right, can I ask Robbie a question then, Coco?
Oh yeah, is he up here? Oh, Flobby is up here. Oh, I didn't even know he was up here.
I literally said his name excitedly and was like, Flobby!
Oh, I'm like so zoinked into like Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's really great for your never mind.
All right, Mr. Robbie.
Yo.
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Back at work.
Yeah.
Went on a little break over Christmas.
Nice.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it's pretty cold now here in Germany. There's like lots of ice around, and it's not even snowing. It's just like icy and slippery.
Yeah, I feel you.
Did we waste our question on asking Robbie if he had a good Christmas, or?
I just wanted to be nice.
And then I wanted to be extra nice because I really like Flobby. Okay, I was just trying to be polite.
What's there to like? What's there to like?
I don't want him to think I'm just using him for science information, which I am. But
You are, but you don't want him to think that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Robbie, do you think the universe is a closed system?
It's an isolated system, dumbass.
There's no real like consensus on this particular topic. Like most people would treat it like a closed system, I guess. But there's always like arguments against why we would consider it not to be a closed system. So typically, when we're talking thermodynamically, an open system would be that energy and mass can enter, and matter can enter in and out of the system or exchange. With a closed system, it would be just energy exchange, and isolated would be both would be contained. And so,
I wanted to let Robbie finish.
Divine hidden.
With that being the case, like this is just something we cannot like empirically determine or do any experiments to verify this. But like when we look at the models themselves, we model them like a self-sustained system.
Hmm. Wait, wouldn't a self-sustained system just be a closed system?
Oh my
So
god.
yet again, what I'm saying there is that like under this kind of like way that we model it, right, we treat it as such. But when you get into the nitty gritty of like, is it an open, closed, or isolated system? This is where the dispute will come in because we really don't know that, and we can't verify that empirically or through any experimental means.
Yeah.
So for example, like if you think about like the expansion of the universe, and you have like dark energy that's driving the acceleration of the universe. When you think about that, this is compatible with a closed system, for example, but it could also be an open system as well.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. Like this is just something that's outside of the scientific field in which we can verify at this point.
What about parallel universes? Is that what you're talking about, the open system?
So we're not talking about parallel universes. We're just talking about the lambda CDM model. And I mean, you can start like going into theoretical physics and talking about like parallel universes and all of that, but this won't help us get any closer with regards to determining whether the universe is open or closed.
Wait, Robbie, what is this?
Do you think we'll ever be able to figure out
Wait,
the
Lucifer. Wait,
totality of
Lucifer.
the universe with technologies?
Lucifer. Yo, Lucifer.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
Wait your turn. Wait your turn. Okay.
All right.
Wait, damn. Wait.
I
Damn, Lucifer, you're a good boy.
Okay, we don't have to do all of that.
Guys, don't be dicks.
Don't belittle the devil.
Now I feel bad.
You
Robbie,
should.
what's this thing about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and how it relates to divine hiddenness?
Somebody was arguing that like the explanation for like divine hiddenness is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and they were just trying to use that as an analogy to argue for divine hiddenness.
Oh, do you remember it? Because I don't see the
I
connection.
can't remember it, and actually, I wasn't even there. It was what Pai Chi told me, and now whenever we come across it, it's probably the funniest thing that I've heard.
You know how
Yeah.
some people have like nicknames for their junk? That's Mob's nickname for his because it's small and light.
Damn, it was crazy.
Get burned, idiot.
Shoot.
God damn.
I call mine.
Phil makes dick jokes, calls it a burn.
I call mine Big Mamba.
No, they don't.
No, you don't, Coco.
Yeah, they do.
Mine's my little friend.
Bro thought they.
I'm so kidding.
Wait, so is anybody up here an op?
Yeah,
Wait,
do we have any
we're
ops
just
up here?
talking about
Nine.
infinite regression. How did we get here?
Lucifer, it's your turn.
We also okay.
Oh, yeah, Lucifer, it
Wait,
is.
hold on. This might be obvious, but Flobby, part of the reason that we can't come to a conclusion on an open or a closed system is also because like space is so expansive that we can't explore all of it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you guys believe the universe is how long?
Wait, hold
Like
on.
a billion?
Go ahead, Flobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the problem is that when we look at, so do you know what the event horizon is, for example, and the particle horizon in Big Bang cosmology?
Yeah.
No.
Coco knows that's like the edge of a black hole, right?
Similar. It's similar. So the event horizon is like the edge of a black hole, or the Schwarzschild radius for a non-rotating black hole. But with regards to the universe, the event horizon is everything that's causally connected, that's limited by the speed of light. So that would be the cosmic microwave background, and that's all and everything we will ever be causally connected to. And we don't know if that holds everything within the universe is contained within that. So that might be just a small portion of the entire universe, but what that is pointing to is the observable universe for us. And
Okay.
so if that is like the boundary, obviously that would regard us as like an isolated system, but there could be more universe beyond that, right? And so what we are observing is some kind of like energy that seems to be coming. We don't even know what it is, and that drives the expansion of the universe. And so that whatever that is, we don't know if that's coming externally or internally within the universe, right? But it's a strange phenomena that we don't have any explanation for at the moment, and all we do is parameterize it within the lambda CDM model. So we attribute like a parameter or density parameter related to dark energy, dark matter, and baryonic matter. And so what I'm saying there is that because of these reasons that I'm sort of presenting to you, we really don't know. We can't, like, even just like thinking about it with regards to what I've just told you about, like we would have to find out whether that was indeed the boundary of the universe, or if there were more universe beyond what we're observing, or if we live in a multiverse. So all of these are outside of our abilities to test experimentally.
So
Yeah, that's the same
the
conclusion.
telescopes we haven't been able to look as I mean we were able to look as far as we can, but we haven't found the end to the universe, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like word for word what he said. Yeah.
Are you right?
And what's funny about that?
No, they.
Yeah.
All right, Lucifer, you've been a good boy. I think it's your turn.
Yo,
Okay. So
yo,
what
Peter
if we?
Butt.
Yeah. What the hell?
Go for it. You got
Okay.
it.
So what if we as a human race, a single person or a group of people invented a time machine? Do you think that's possible? Why we have all the things we have, like pyramids
So
and
theoretically, it's possible, but we don't have enough resources on the earth to actually create one, by the way. But you also
Actually,
are always
that's
for
what I'm saying.
traveling in time, you're going forward, but you can't go backwards. Also,
Actually,
You can't go backwards.
Actually,
So
really quick. Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about this, and he said if we ever did create a time machine, we wouldn't be able to go further back in the past building the time machine. Which was
What if you made a
Tyson's
wormhole?
an idiot.
I don't know. We made a wormhole? I don't know. Actually, technically,
What if you made a wormhole?
actually, technically, in a black hole, you can travel through time.
What?
Moving at the speed of light.
Why are you saying this?
In a black hole, time becomes space, and space becomes they're reversed. Did you know that?
I heard something about that. Wait, am I stupid for like?
Also, if you fall through a black hole, you can realize that not only are the laws of logic propositional, but they can be deductively proven.
Wait, hold on.
If you tried to
so
try
how
to
far
jump in a
does the
black
future
hole,
stretch?
if you tried to jump in a black hole, you'd see the entire universe end before you'd watch all of it go by before you even get in the black hole.
So how far do you think the future
And you'd be like
stretches?
super horny.
Wait, hold on. But be for real, right?
That's a white hole.
Like if you're in a black hole, like time becomes.
That was fun.
Wait, hold on. So like if you're in a black hole, time becomes relative, right? Or like you can travel. But I think I've heard something about that, right?
No.
Like in a like time becomes weird in a black hole.
Hear me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So-
You see all the universe go by.
So hear me. So what if you can travel
It
to
slows
the end
down.
of the future? Is that possible, to the end of the future, like end of the
Yeah.
universe?
Yeah.
Also, it's possible. So if
There's
you
no
do follow,
end of the future.
I mean,
What-
so
what-
are you saying the future will always be?
Yeah.
So you see, the human race cannot be wiped away. The universe cannot be wiped away for no other reason.
Well, we're not the entirety of existence.
Yo, Peter Butt.
No, how do you know that? Have you seen Aliens? What if we are the aliens? We are the ones who are doing
Peter
all
Butt,
this.
stick
I
to
haven't
ourselves.
seen Aliens. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, what if we are the ones doing this to ourselves?
Doing what?
Facts.
We are the gods. We are the aliens.
Facts.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
What
he's
if
saying
we
from the
are
future,
our
build
own
a
gods?
time machine, we can build the pyramids.
You're getting
Wait.
pressed, Peterbot.
Yeah.
So confused.
So confused.
What if we are our own gods? What if our
Yeah.
future selves are what we pray to?
Yeah.
Then I'm screwed.
Huh? So you don't like it? You don't like the idea that we are the topmost thing in the universe?
Oh yeah, I like the idea. I just don't know if it's true.
Yeah, but you think about it. Think about it a little bit and see that what if we are the only conscious things in this universe, but we can travel. We have the ability to travel uh, infinite distance and in back and forth in time too. Then, I don't know about back in time, but maybe the future. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
you travel forward enough in time, you'll end up in the beginning again. So
Yeah, that's I guess so. Since you
Or
see the universe create collapse
I
and
would
create
travel
itself
back
again.
to Jesus' time period
You end up in
that's true.
Poughkeepsie.
and say hi to him.
I would
Hmm.
sit down with him. I would grab some food, give it to him, and then I'd slap him across the face.
You'd give it to him?
No kidding.
What? That's so
Yeah,
mean.
no, I'm kidding. I
And then
would.
they would see Jesus has bread that he didn't pay for. They would accuse him of stealing, and they would crucify him. And Coco's the
Yeah.
start of all the religious wars throughout all time.
Well,
Tolls
no.
and tolls of dead.
I'm not sure about that. No kidding. But
So what is this thing about not being able to travel in the past? What's this about? What scientific theory says that you won't be able
Neil
to
deGrasse
travel in the
Tyson says
past?
it, but like I don't know.
Well,
Okay,
he's an
but
idiot. Might as well say
I
Bill
guess
Nye the
he's
Science
an
Guy says
intelligent
it.
guy.
I
He's an
mean, come
intelligent
on.
guy. I listen to him. But what if you have technology that's so advanced that no human being can understand or comprehend in any other way?
I don't know. I don't know too much about
He,
that.
he can't reverse engineer it. None of that shit. No China ain't gonna do shit with it. It's just a piece of some kind of
This guy's
metal.
name's Lucifer, and his username is Devil666. Like, what are you talking about? We're our own gods. Can the Lord test us in more obvious ways?
Yeah,
No,
Lucifer, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If God came to you right now and he said, I'll answer any of your questions, but you only get one question, what would you ask him?
Why
I
was Michael Jackson's voice really that high?
Really?
I don't believe in a god.
I already know my question.
I believe we are gods.
I already know my question.
I know my question. Could LeBron have
Wait.
played for 6 more seasons at peak?
I want to know.
Actually, wait. Can I answer? Wait.
Wait, I want to know. Okay, I want to know Lucifer's though.
Yeah, let's hear Lucifer's answer.
Go ahead.
Yo, Lucifer. The stipulations, by the way, just so we can keep track, is God is real, and He appears to you with all of His knowledge, and it says, "I'll answer one question."
Mm-hmm.
Now you can imagine time travel. We're gods. Just imagine God's real, and He can answer one question. Go.
I would ask, why was I created? I guess
All right.
To be honest, like
that basically tells me everything I need to know.
base question.
Yeah, that's pretty based.
My question would be like literally the same thing. Like I would ask God, okay, I have
You
one.
would ask God, why was Lucifer created?
No.
Random TikTok user?
No. Like I would ask. Okay, I have one question.
You only get one question, so.
Yeah, like what's my purpose in life? Like what was I supposed to do? Who was I supposed to marry? But like I guess that's 2 questions. But like
That's weak.
what's my purpose? Base, okay.
That's it, bro. Coco, you have the creator of the universe that knows everything.
God would say like that begs the question that you had a purpose, right?
Wait. I would literally ask God, like, okay, you know the future. What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to be a teacher? Was I supposed to be a priest? Like let me know.
Will I be pretty?
You just
Will I be rich?
ask God to tell you everything about yourself, everything that exists in the universe, and what you have, what's your relationship with it. Once you know everything about your existence, you'll be free to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Because like I would like imagine if he told me like yes you were supposed to marry this person, let's say somebody named Sarah, like you're supposed to marry Sarah, live in a white picket fence house, and be like a teacher for middle
You're
school.
supposed to marry Violet. It's
Like
this
literally like okay
crazy.
if God told me that I would like if God told me that and I woke up tomorrow I would literally like go to community college, start taking classes, go to university, and like marry somebody named Sarah and like have a house and be a teacher for middle school. Like I'd literally do what he told me that my life was supposed to be.
Is there anything else you would ask him?
Well, you only get one question, so.
I mean, only one question.
What if you were like unhappy with that, Coco? What if you were
waste of a
like, this
question,
sucks, and you were like, oh, but God, like that was the purpose that He assigned to me, but you were like, God, I hate this. This is ass.
Or what
I
if
think
you
whatever
really
that
like that
purpose.
idea? In which case, why don't you just do it?
Like I think like whatever purpose God had for my life is probably something that's
Right.
gonna fulfill me. I'd probably be happy.
Why would you assume that?
Oh my god.
Like I don't know. Wait, I mean
Well,
that
because
is a
he
good
like knows
question.
everything, probably.
Are we assuming this is like the Christian God that knows everything?
Yeah, the
Yeah, like
Christian
a
God.
tri-omni guy, I guess.
I don't know. Any god. Yeah, just a god that knows everything.
I mean, there's
The
some
God
crazy
that
shit we
knows
gotta ask
shit.
him about. I feel like we gotta ask him about like Noah's Ark type shit.
Nah, I would ask him the winning Mega $1 Million lottery numbers, and then I would split
That's
it
a
with
good
my
one,
boys.
actually.
There you go. Now Zach's getting better.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Who will I marry? Who will I marry?
Okay,
Get out of here, Coco.
what would he ask?
Wait, hold on. You're sitting in front of the creator of the universe, and you wouldn't ask him like, "What am I supposed to be?"
You're really gonna go with some
Coco,
K-Sarah?
I can tell you who you're going to marry. It's no one.
shit for the
Come on, bro.
creator. Come on,
Look,
man.
I'm sitting in front of the creator of the universe, so I already know.
I'm just joking.
Look, my afterlife is sorted. Okay, I already know which god to worship for the rest of my life. Now I'm gonna make sure that the rest of my life is a good ass life.
Oh wait, actually, wait. That's actually a good point. But also, like,
Yeah, I make a lot of good points.
yeah, actually, you know, okay, that's base. I think his question was better than mine. But also, like, wait, okay, Mob said like I could tell you who you're gonna marry. First off, there's so many beautiful, amazing women on this planet. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to pick one person that's gonna be like your
Also,
soulmate.
Coco, it could be a boy.
You don't have to pick one person because you're
mean,
you're going to be alone forever, buddy.
Imagine Coco. You ask God who you should marry, and he goes, "Steve from 9th grade."
Oh my god. Well, okay, then that would leave me with questions. I'd be like,
Love is
wait,
love,
wait, wait.
man.
So
I
like,
mean, no, it just means that all those nagging thoughts in the back of your mind were like, it's just you trying to resurface.
Yeah, what if you've been rejecting your orientation telos this entire time?
yeah, exactly. Like, what if God came down and told me that I was gay? Then I'd be like, wait, what the fuck?
You're meant to be gaped. You're meant to be gaped.
Then I mean, like, that's it.
You were gay, and you know you were gay. That's crazy.
Bro, I'd be like, wait, I've been straight this whole time, and I've been like very happy with that. But I guess like I'm gay. Like, I don't know. Like,
Wait, what about Robbie?
Incredulous about it. Yeah.
Robbie, what would you ask?
Yeah, I really don't know what I would ask. Maybe just something like if he could divide by 0 or something like that.
See, that's interesting at least.
That's a good question too. I was gonna ask him, would the light be on or off?
okay, I actually want to take my question back. I would ask him for the lottery numbers too.
You can't. First of all, you can't take your question back, you dumb fuck. Second of all, you can't copy my swag.
That was actually a really like you'd be rich for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I
Like,
would be.
Ask him for the lottery numbers.
And guess who would get 5% of that, Mob?
well, based, I guess.
Me.
And guess who would get 1% of that, Coco?
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, that's $17.
Wait, 1% of the lottery. What if you won like?
Like Powerball?
Wait, what if you won like $300 billion?
That would be
Like,
more than $17 then.
100% of $300 billion.
100%. Jesus.
Wait, no. If I got 1% of like $300 billion, like I'd be fine with that.
Way more than $17, yeah.
That'd be like an amazing amount. Definitely more than $1 million.
Yeah. Bro said definitely more than $1 million.
Like, I mean, for sure. Well, I don't know. Like, who wants to do the math on like 1% of 300 billion? I know it's more than $1 million.
It's $3 billion.
Wait, 1% of $300 billion?
Yeah, you just percent means out of 100.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, you're right.
There's basically 1% of $1 billion.
You're right.
Yo, Mom, did you hear that?
You would have been happy with $1 million.
Oh no! Like, if someone gave me $1 million right now, I think I'd be happy. Yeah.
Oh wow, such an excited response. I think I'd be happy.
I mean, like, yeah,
I
like
love
I'd buy a new car, buy a house, pay off loans, and then put the rest in like stocks.
How much
And hope for
loans
the
do you
best.
have?
Stocks right now?
No, I didn't say that.
No.
You said pay off loans. How much money are you in debt to loans?
Well, I don't want to say that on the internet.
Oh, okay.
$1 billion.
Just DM me privately.
It's not more than 50,000.
Okay, that's pretty normal.
Is it 40,000?
It's 50,000.
So
but it's not
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever have technology that defies everything, defies all our physics today?
When a puddle becomes a lake. I like that.
Yeah.
Defies what? Like the laws of physics?
Yeah. That does everything. Like I just consider I'm talking about space, alien technology and shit like that.
By the way, Dan wants to come up if anyone wants to drop.
I don't think
Yeah, I gotta go actually. I appreciate you having me, Coco. This has been really fun.
Bye,
Absolutely.
CF
Come back
Jewel.
anytime.
Yeah, man. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Later.
Ladies, guys.
It was me, Mon Darks.
Mondarks.
So you know how now, like back in the day, like 1,000 years ago, they didn't have phones, none of the shit. So nowadays we have phones and all kinds of shit, and we can do all kinds of crazy shit with it, right? So
Yeah.
if you took this phone back to 1,000 years and gave it to someone and show them, look, this is what it does and stuff like that, I think that person would pretty much be thinking, what the fuck is this shit? First of all, and
I'm gonna be honest. They would probably stone us if we did that.
if you think so,
Yeah,
they think
like
we're witches.
if we went back in time, showed them a cell phone.
They won't think we're witches, man, because it's technology, right? So technology, I don't know how to say it. Like technology is part of the human race. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be something we made, created by ourselves
Wait,
to
hold on.
sustain us.
Wait. During the Salem witch trials, they were literally unaliving like female mathematicians or women who could read, or like women who did anything that was like.
That's because that's
I have no idea about that. I have no idea. I thought that was women who were living alone and doing like
Yeah.
plant alchemy and stuff like that.
So imagine if we went back in time and showed them even a calculator, not even a phone, a calculator.
Mhm.
They would
Mhm.
literally like burn us at the stake. Or,
Nah.
like,
Also, female
I think
witches
that purely
are
depends on
overrepresented
which
in
land
history, by
you're
the way.
on.
yeah,
It
that's
might
true.
depend on the culture too. It depends on the culture, right? So it depends on which culture we do end up going to in the past. So
It's
some
true.
cultures might have open minds and they might be like, oh, these are gods and shit like that, right? It's not necessary that it's like the Christian crusade thing going on where they just gonna start killing people because they see something new with them.
But yeah, go. But what were you gonna say? Armand Darks, or I don't know.
I was just gonna say that women being burned being witches is very overrepresented in history. It didn't happen nearly as much as people think it did.
Actually, no witches were burned during the Salem witch trials. Not a
Hey.
single one.
I have somebody you could potentially debate on that if C is in the room.
Who?
She might take that debate. Maybe.
You
disagree?
It's a hunch.
Yeah, of course she would. She's a woman.
Wait, did you
Oh,
say
she's a
wait,
woman?
did you say no witches were burned? Well, of course there was no
Yeah.
witches that were burned. No one was a witch.
Oh,
Like,
Coco,
what are you
you
talking
think
about?
he's gonna get you on a fucking troll under the bridge style trap? No, he means nobody was
What
burned.
are you talking about? Like,
Nobody was burned. No human.
actually, never mind. Okay, I retract my statement. We're not gonna have that
Yeah,
debate.
you walk that back, bitch.
Okay, first off,
Good
listen.
boy.
That was actually really funny, Coco.
I was like, wait.
I like that.
Wait, of course no dragons were slain. Dragons are real.
Okay, you should take the position no women were burned during the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, I should take a position and spend an hour of my time on something that can be settled with a Google search. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you see those new goggles, the ones that you wear, and you can like look do computer stuff on it, like
Say what?
meta glasses.
Facts. Coco, can you summarize that, please?
I have no idea what he said.
Talking about meta
The
glasses.
meta glasses.
Oh, like if we brought meta glasses back in time, like would we get stoned for it?
No, I mean, isn't that cool?
What are meta glasses?
I'm like, if
Glasses about
that's
glasses?
it's a glass that allows you to do stuff like you see the screen and stuff like that in your
I thought it was like
It's glasses that
in the
record.
shape of glasses or something.
and so I was thinking, do you think human beings would like put electrical gadgets inside their bodies? Do you think that we would be doing that? Just like how in the movie like in cyberpunk or something like that, like or Deus Ex, you know? Do you think we're gonna have computer parts in our body to help us
no.
live longer and do things faster and be more
yeah.
intelligent, maybe?
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
right now we don't have the kind of technology. Our technology fails. Like it does crappy shit all the time, but has bugs and shit. So we need technology that's completely unified and completely like encrypted, basically, so no one can steal no one's information anymore. A whole system based on encryption instead, because our computers are based on zeros and ones. In the base level, they're just electronic circuits, but there should be a system where it starts with encryption and then they build up the technology over encryption, so that no one can steal anyone's information. None of that shit would happen.
Yeah. Coco, can you summarize?
Uh, I was half paying attention. I thought you guys had it
Holy
too.
shit, bro. That's
What?
strike two for you.
I'm like I was dealing with something on my laptop.
All right, Lucifer, can you tell Coco that again, please?
Wait, I mean, like, maybe everybody else could react to that. I'll tap out for this one.
All right, start whenever you're ready, Lucifer.
Yeah, I'm just saying that what if we had encryption like blockchain technology. The encryption is going to be the main thing for the technology that is being used. So people can't steal information anymore if everything is encrypted. Even if you want to break a encryption, it would take quantum computer to break one of today's encryption algorithms. You know,
Facts.
What info are you trying to hide? What do you have?
it's
What
a,
do you have on your computer you're
you
trying
can
to
you can
hide?
I
Maybe he
okay.
has
Uh,
the
you heard
lottery
about
numbers.
blockchain, right? You know what blockchain is?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
blockchain, AI, metaverse, and crypto. These things are going to work together. This is the next thing. If you just put it in the AI, it will tell you that this is the next web.
Okay. Oh, so you're just saying like we're gonna have stronger encryption in the future?
Yeah. Our systems are going to be based on encrypted systems.
Unlike now, where they're not.
Unlike now, where they're not, where everything is based on zeros and ones and stuff like that, right? Binary, and then they build
Coco,
encryption
what's
on
this
top of
face
it.
you're making?
Wait, I'm pretty sure that things are encrypted right now. Like
No.
you think you can hack into anything right now?
Is that? Oh, wow, slippery slope fallacy.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, no, like I'm pretty sure like you could hack into the TikTok mainframe right now and fuck it up.
Vaccines aren't 100% effective. Oh, you could drop dead of the flu right now.
Okay,
I mean,
base,
come
but
on.
like,
Wait, Coco, what do you mean that taking Tylenol gives your kids autism?
wait, I never said that. JFK or whatever his name is weird.
JFK.
Coco, tell us about it.
Yeah.
You listen, guys. I can fix the housing market. What I would do was just give out government loans to help
Yeah, we
new
need to
home
do in
buyers.
persons more.
Yeah. Which honestly, I thought that was like I watched the video the other day and I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. Like he literally started off good and he was saying like BlackRock and all these people are buying up the houses and like raising the prices. And then like his solution to that was we'll give out government loans. The fuck? Why do I want a government loan that I have to pay back that's gonna have interest on it? Like, fuck out of here, bro. Just like tell them to give up some of the houses or
Okay,
force them to sell.
can I add something? It may not have to do with this, but have you
Hey,
guys heard about
bless
Kabbalah?
you. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, have you guys heard about Kabbalah?
What?
Yeah, like
Like gematria, and they have like two, three things where they have a system where they use the words and they find out what value it has when you add them together, and then check on other words with the same value, and they're supposed to have some type of similarity between them. It's not just gematria. There's two more things. I don't remember. I copied it last time, but
Coco, are you paying attention?
so basically the Bible is like a code. It's like a code basically to the Kabbalists, and he
Basic
has this.
instructions before leaving Earth.
Coco, what do you think about all that?
Coco, name a
That's
single
base.
sentence.
Isn't
Name a single sentence he said,
is
bro. Wait, Lucifer. I don't want to disrespect your time by the host just not even listening whenever you speak. Go ahead, Coco.
Okay, first off, I'm playing Fortnite and streaming to YouTube and Twitch. I'm catching what you're saying, but in pieces.
Are you?
Okay,
then
so
say
you know
bits and pieces of it.
yeah,
Wait, 1 second, Lucifer. 1 second.
Well, actually, I didn't catch the last.
Don't let him off the hook.
I didn't catch anything he said in the
Oh, it
last
just
like
so
10
happened you didn't
minutes.
catch the last 5 things he said. Wow.
I thought you guys are keeping up with it. Like, it's fine.
He's talking to you.
Oh, wait, I thought he's talking to the panel.
I'm sorry to the panel. I'm sorry to everyone.
I'm catching bits and pieces.
Are you?
I mean, look.
What's your favorite bit or piece that you've caught so far?
The last thing that you said was something about.
Don't mention encryption.
Okay, that's what I was gonna mention. That's the last thing I caught from what you said.
Yeah, L host.
L host.
But also, like, I'm waiting for Ops to debate, and then also, actually, I'm waiting for the conversation to move to Dan. He said that the female, the women
Dan
during
left,
which
bro.
I want J Rod to join, bro.
God
J Rod
damn
was
it.
fun.
But no, Dan said that the women were not burned; they were hanged. But I disagree with that. I've watched a couple documentaries.
Now you
on,
chased Lucifer away.
Oh darn! Wait. Oh man. I hope he's okay. I was listening to what he was saying.
No, you weren't. Don't lie.
I was. There was bits and pieces.
You weren't listening to him.
But But speaking of that, Dan said that some of the women during the witch trials, they were hanged, not burned. But I watched the documentary, and I'm pretty sure all of them were burned at the stake. They were tied to the stake and burned.
You believe everything in documentaries?
Documentaries are not supposed to lie to us.
That's an appeal. Coco, no way you just said documentaries aren't supposed to lie to us.
Well, I mean, like.
Wait. Let me start recording really quick. 1 second.
Wait, hold on. Wait. But my guy, like.
Wait, 1 second.
When it comes to sources of information, you would assume that articles and documentaries are going to tell you the truth. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, like, at that point, like.
Shit. Mom, did you hear that?
Wait, if we can't trust any articles or documentaries, we literally can't trust anything.
Again, slippery slope fallacy.
We do. I might as well be like an epistemic nihilist. There's no piece of information that I can receive that's going to tell me the truth.
Yo, Coco, you're taking the bait.
Wait.
Yo, Coco, can you please describe? Can you just give me your description of what a documentary is?
No, a documentary is supposed to be a imitation of historical events in as realistic or accurate detail as possible.
Really?
Yeah. Along with maybe some interviews from like relative like people in the field. So let's say like I watched a documentary on medieval times or the origin of like the idea of Dracula. It's gonna tell me about like medieval culture at the time and give me some details on like the different classes during that time.
Great example.
And then
what about
and then you're gonna have like professionals, you know, interviewed like, hey, like I study historical.
Wait, Coco, we get it. All right, Robbie, what were you about to say?
Go ahead.
What about a documentary about like ancient aliens or like from Graham Hancock or something like that?
Yeah, or one about like maybe Dracula.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. Like you can't have documentaries about like
what?
Fictional things.
Have you not watched Ancient Aliens on like the History Channel?
Wait, hold on, wait. There's documentaries about fictional things. I thought they're supposed to always be about realistic things.
Coco. There's
you can't have a documentary about something that doesn't exist. Wait, what are you talking about?
You're trolling right now.
You just mentioned a documentary about Dracula.
No, about the history of Dracula. So where the idea would originate from.
Guess what's not real in that story?
Yeah, Dracula, but they would talk about
so we agree there can be false things in documentaries.
I would be a bit more cautious of documentaries. I think some like producers do like resource their information from like scientific resources or historic resources.
Sure they fact check and verified it, and it's they're all true.
Wait, so like, okay, like I get what you're saying, but like, let's say I watched a documentary on the history of like Dracula. Yeah, they would talk about like Europe and like the culture back then in medieval times.
And Europe's a real place, so
probably. I don't think you guys are being fair here. Like, when have you guys ever heard of a major production company ever getting paid to like omit information? That's never happened before.
Okay, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they're just out here making documentaries about things that are not real.
You should check out Zeitgeist, Coco. It's super factual documentary about religion.
Wait, but typically, wait, hold on. Wait, whenever you go to school and they're like, we're gonna watch a documentary about something, you would assume like this is like factual information.
There's good.
Guess what documentaries they're not showing you at school?
I didn't know there were fake ones.
You can like vet check test them like you can with like sources online, right? Like you can check the credibility of where you're getting information from.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually even more interested about the articles thing. You said articles are true too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You said articles.
Anyone can go and write an article. Anyone.
Well, actually, yeah. Technically, anyone can write an article, so you should like vet articles. But like, if I'm reading something from like Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and like, there's a possibility they could be incorrect.
Can we name a realistic example, please?
Okay.
I don't think any of us were saying anything like that.
Oh, like I think
no, and Coco's never read the Stanford Encyclopedia.
That's a lie. I literally made a video. I literally made a video today over an article that I read from the Stanford Encyclopedia that I really liked. It was the atheism and agnostic article.
Hey, bro. Move on. Okay, that was an ad hominem fallacy.
Okay. I think you were joking. Maybe it
was an ad hominem. I was trying to prove your argument was bad by saying that you weren't the kind of guy that even read that stuff.
I definitely cite the encyclopedia. Yeah. But,
Sure, whatever you say, Coco. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, even articles that are peer reviewed, I'm even skeptical about those. And I think it's not until like there's been sort of like multiple publications with different kind of methods to sort of work at an idea where it has kind of fleshed out its reliability, that then I'm a little bit more confident in those particular ideas. But I think like just treating anything that's peer reviewed, there's so much shit that like gets through that is rubbish.
Yeah.
Are you
two teams have conflicting interests and they both come to the same conclusion? I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
I don't know how you feel about it, Robbie, but I know like Mitch is real radical when it comes to peer review. He said he doesn't even think like peer review should exist.
It's one of those things that I think gives sort of like a false, let's say, I don't know, people like put it on a pedestal. And I think if you're outside of the field, a lot of people look at like anything that's peer reviewed as being like absolute. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are on this app that are sort of speak in absolutist terms, but like if you are reading papers, even papers that I'm working to sort of show where there's a sort of like flaws in the reasoning, and like having better methods to do experiments in a more thorough way. Just at least for me, highlights that it's not sort of this sort of let's say end or be all kind of threshold that everybody's achieving to or striving to achieve. And I think that's the part that a lot of people outside of the scientific field aren't aware of. So I don't know if I'm to the same extent as Mitch. I know that he's kind of like get rid of it.
Yeah, well, Mitch is also an idiot. So I mean,
that's what they call him when he walks in the room. Mitch the idiot.
Yeah.
But I do understand his critiques, and I do sympathize with them, because I do think a lot of the things that he's talking about, especially with like paywalls, and all of these kind of like people wanting to just publish for the sake of publishing rather than executing good scientific work, is problematic.
Okay, so like. Cause like
Substack, I miss when only like important people had a Substack. Now Substack's like a social media.
Yeah, like I guess I was one of those people. Like whenever I hear like peer reviewed, I'm like, okay, so someone did an experiment, and like other scientists can check it, or even if that person's wrong, other scientists would be able to like run the experiment back, and like if it was wrong, then they could do it correctly and get the glory for it. And so peer reviewed was a way of keeping everybody like responsible and honest, basically. Someone could just come.
It doesn't mean fact.
Yeah. So one good thing that I learned, Coco, that you can do is you can like check the weight of like certain references that people are making based on how often they're cited and how good that the work is that's being cited.
Yeah.
Yo, wait. Here's this C person in the comments. This C person thinks that women were burned during the Salem witch trials. False.
Wait, so quality spawns like people pass like bullshit all the time.
You have to check who peer reviewed the paper.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and also like the peer review process is just to see like consistency within the work itself. Replication actually happens after it's been submitted, and so when people do publish, then other scientists, like for example, I'm actually refuting a paper that was published in 2018, and going through sort of like with a more broader let's say analysis of multiple observations as opposed to one, and testing multiple continuum models. And so in doing so, I'm doing a more thorough investigation and actually finding like that their results, even though it's been peer reviewed and published, have strong biases that are model dependent. And so like it's still self-consistent with it, with what it's publishing, but I think this is like why it's important for like further investigation to go on, rather than just seen as being like submitted to a journal, it's gone through peer review, and then therefore we can reference it as being factual for all of time, if you know what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to point out there is that we should wait until multiple publications come out and different methods have approached sort of a particular idea or claims that people are making within the scientific field.
Okay.
Or or if you see it in a documentary.
Yeah, you know it's already vetted. Yeah.
Only if the documentary is on Netflix, though. Like if it's on some like non-accredited site, then you know it's not real.
Exactly. Like there are probably very charitable retellings of like the Civil War that have documentaries about them that aren't very one-sided at all and don't paint.
Okay, but like, well, actually, never mind. What am I saying?
They're probably documentaries that don't erase the whole plights of people.
I'm actually I think someone muted him. I'm actually kind of curious what Dr. Truth thinks about this, because he has like a
Robbie, I was interested in what Robbie was saying. Robbie, how many times have you been a reviewer of articles, journal articles?
No, I'm not a peer reviewer at all. That's something that my professor does. So my professor, he gets paid by a particular journal to review articles. I'm still a PhD candidate, right? So I'm not at his level.
You're defending in January, right?
I'm defending my work, yeah. But like the reviewing that I do isn't so much as to review it in a peer review sense. It's more so to go through and try to reproduce or try different experimental methods against work that's been published, and then I will submit to a journal and have them peer review my work. But I'm not at the level of my professor.
Do you review Truth?
We need to have. Yeah, absolutely, and I would say it's definitely better than no review, because like people having books sometimes or articles. And I have submitted my reviews to not publish before because it was BS or it was, crap, or certainly major rewrites when it just wasn't clear. And I think, Robbie, kind of what you're talking about is, sometimes a peer review is just okay, what is their hypothesis? Have they supported it with data? Does it seem reasonable in light of the, what we know from other references? But sometimes new information comes out, like you may be finding with your 2018 paper. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean it's gospel. Sorry to bring that in, but it does mean that it's better than not at all, I would say, because and you can certainly enhance the papers by your comments. I mean, no doubt about that. And I've had reviewers that were a pain in the ass too before that I've had that were just like subjective, like they wanted things. And sometimes it was just easier just to sort of like not fight. It was just wording or subjective stuff. Some people are just a pain in the ass. But I think it's definitely better than just somebody writing on a blog post.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you there. I think some of the objections that, like, for example, Mitch has is more related to sort of the motivation to get publication. As opposed to like conducting good scientific work and like meeting deadlines and all of these things kind of can lead to sloppy work. It's not to say that it's always sloppy, but even under like the peer review process, I think his critique is that even them reviewing it and looking for this the consistency of the work itself, whether that whether they can actually flesh out those details by actually going out and trying different experiments, getting new data, isn't as reliable as just sitting there and reading the paper and just sort of critiquing it in that sense. Or maybe reviewers are like trying to have some standard that they want to meet, right? And I think these are more of, for me, I'm more in alignment with you. I think that it's better than nothing. I would agree.
Yeah.
But I do think that it does come with problems as well. But
Well,
those problems,
you're right.
I think, are worth.
Still, even after it's published, it can be challenged. It can be just like you're doing. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's definitely better than nothing for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, based, I learned something today.
And then, like Coco was
Also,
saying,
I wanted to make this point. Sorry, I almost forgot. There's a hierarchy, and I'm sure, Robbie, you have this in your astrophysical world or whatever, neutron star world. But there's some, obviously you get something published in Nature or some, prestigious journal, it's going to get a lot more, rigorous review, whether it's by editors, whether it's by the journal. So, I mean, then some journals are just looking to publish, I think, a little bit too, I used to get all kind of offers like, oh, we wanted you to, submit this to our book or this or that. And some of them were just kind of like hokey or whatever. But, and then I've got, are you part of academia, Robbie, that site?
Do you mean like site? What sort of site?
Yeah, that academia, it's always, they're always hitting me with emails like, so-and-so read your paper in Khartoum, or so-and-so read your paper in Istanbul, or you've got all these many mentions. Wouldn't you like to go premium to, know more about it? It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess like so I don't know if it's clear to you, but like my work has like I've written drafts and I've had like internal critiques that I need to do that have come from co-authors before we even submit to journals. So I haven't published in any kind of journal yet, but for my PhD, I will publish like what I'm writing about. So I've already got the drafts written up, but I'm writing my dissertation, and then I'll submit those papers to a journal afterwards because I wanted to do a cumulative PhD, but it obviously you have to have the papers submitted first and have them like be accepted before you could do that. So I had to take the long route, and then after I've defended my dissertation, then that work will submit to the ANA journal in Europe.
Yeah, well, we need to have a party when you get it. But, one of the things you'll find is that I was told when I got mine from UNLV 2018, it's like once you get a PhD, people expect you to know everything. And of course you don't know everything. And you look at the narrow slice. I mean, you have general astrophysical training and physics training and so on. But like you've focused for the last 2 or 3 years on a very narrow aspect of neutron stars, right? I'm sure you've been reading other things, but people expect you to know everything, which of course we don't.
Yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. That this is part of the reason why I hate it when people ask me science questions when I'm on a panel. Because they ask me things that are outside of my specialization, and I'm like I work within like astrophysics, centered around black holes, neutron stars, and like cosmology, and like star formation, endpoints of stellar evolution, blah blah blah, all that crap. But a lot of it isn't specialized towards like me specifically targeting like analysis of cyclotron lines of neutron stars. And so even when I go to conferences or like listen to other presentations from some of my colleagues or other scientists that come to visit our university, like I have to actually do pre-reading before I can sit and actually track what they're talking about because it's extremely like detailed. And I need to be familiar with it. And I could never go into like a conference blindly and just expect to track.
Right.
It's just too complex.
Yeah, a lot of it is learning how to think, learning how to investigate, that sort of stuff.
But like you say, especially on TikTok, like there's just random questions from like all areas, and they sort of go out. Most of the questions are outside of like the scientific field, so we can sort of talk about theoretical physics, cosmological models, blah blah blah. But most people are more interested in like metaphysics or like meta ethics, or along these topics.
I ran into an astrophysicist at who works for NASA through Southwestern Research Institute in Texas. I don't know how close he is to Coco, but he works here in Colorado, and he's got video. I don't know if it's off of satellites or whatever, but he's like watching real time, like the weather around the sun, and pretty cool video stuff, just monitoring all these planets, with this video stuff. And then another guy I met yesterday works for the, I want to say, propulsion laboratory in LA or something, and he's got some technique where they can determine, they can try to find planets, and it's just a way of like looking at very long distances and looking at I don't remember all the technical details, but it's just some crazy stuff people are doing, but it's in a very narrow field quite often, what people have done.
Yeah, exactly. Like even when I have to sort of explain what I'm doing, like the things that I take for granted and the types of methods we do with like high resolution spectroscopy and all of this kind of crap, like to even get through the basics takes a lot. And so when I don't even really bother to go into the detail and like exactly what I do, because it's hard enough for my colleagues to track, let alone people that are outside of the field.
Yeah. So Coco, what's going on with you, man? You got debates coming up?
I'm going to be debating somebody on February 6th, and I've got some debates set up for January 30th.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna be debating. I'm gonna do a 2v2 with Tootski, me and Tootski versus Wi-Fi Gospel and somebody. It's gonna be secular humanism versus Christian ethics. Yes.
Secular humanism versus Christian ethics.
Yeah, which one's better or more beneficial for society?
You and Tootski versus Wi-Fi and who? Or did you not say?
He still has to pick his partner.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm kind of... He might pick a PhD and like, fuck it, I'll do what I can do. But like, yeah, he knows a lot of PhD people or master degrees individuals.
I watched Wi-Fi versus Danny on Modern Day. It was painful.
Oh, wait, how did that go?
It was like turning the first day of class into a debate.
Oh. Well, I guess I have to watch it and see. But yeah.
Wi-Fi was just trying to invoke a whole bunch of stuff that he didn't know. It was just like really painful to listen to.
No. Well, I have to watch it, but like I don't know. But Danny is like a really skilled like debater. He's super smart.
Have you been practicing how to debate, Coco, quite a bit?
Yeah, like I've been doing I've been doing like panels and stuff, and I guess I've become like a little bit more confident. Like I think maybe my rhetoric's gotten like better, like speaking better, and like just having like a little bit more confidence. But I should probably dive into like probably like what people have written about debates, I guess, or like how to become a good debater. I just kind of like, I find people I admire and then just like copy what they do, but then sort of try to create my own thing.
Yeah, I think it's...
Go ahead.
I think there's quite a knack to it. I'm not a debater myself, What I am more interested in is like learning about certain ideas. And I don't particularly like going out and trying to defend ideas, but I'd rather go out and like talk to people and like ask them what their thoughts are on particular ideas, as opposed to me like trying to defend an idea. And I find that, at least for myself, a bit more productive. But I find when I engage in sort of a heated discussion that is like on the edge of being a debate, I tend to sort of just pull away and not really engage. And I don't know why that is, but I find it far more interesting to read like literature related to philosophy as opposed to going out and trying to defend it.
That's where I'm at
That's
too. Yeah.
I kind of understand.
I'd rather just pick at stuff, and I'm not interested in the debate. Props to people that are, but
Yeah, I'm like, I do debate, but also like I do understand, like I'm trying to also build a worldview, and I'm grabbing ideas as well that like I like or I think are most probable. Like I said I said I was a phenomenal conservative. Like I said I hold to phenomenal conservatism, but then Monkey Boy told me like that's really bad, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that this is like pretty based, right? And like Ian's one of my favorite debaters, and he holds to phenomenal conservatism. But now I'm like, okay, Monkey Boy's like a really good debater and actually really reads the literature. So what exactly is wrong about phenomenal conservatism? But yeah. But I mean, like I think that like I think like like I don't think there's anything wrong with having like the presupposition that like I trust my senses until I have reason to assume that my senses are false. I think that's pretty like based. I think all of us, I think every worldview holds to that because like
You're right. We're all in the same boat, Coke. I mean, as scientists, I mean, we have to trust that our sense perception, is valid because we can't really prove it without sense perception, which would be circular. Same way with logic. So we have to. For the people that always and I'm a scientist, but throw science at me, I said, well, you do realize it's based on a couple of things that we have to accept intuitively, and but that's everybody, Coco, not just a particular worldview. Everybody's got a. I mean, because you can't really prove your brain. We feel like we're not a brain in a vat. Can you really prove it to 100% certainty? Not really. But we have to go with what seems right and intuitively, it's philosophical seemings.
Yeah. Well, like at the very basis, if someone's conducting like an experiment or something, they have to like trust their senses. Or like, when a Christian goes to like read the Bible, they have to trust that their eyes are seeing like correct words on the page and they're not hallucinating different words. So I think like every worldview is gonna hold to like phenomenal conservatism. So like, yeah, I don't really see anything that's wrong with that, but like why? Yeah, like I don't see why that's like a bad. Yeah, I don't know what monkey.
Just things. Isn't that basically just things are as they seem to be?
Yeah, things are as they
until
seem.
you have evidence otherwise. Until you have evidence otherwise. So it's not like you're locked in. I mean, if there's evidence otherwise, then you can. I heard Monkey Boy does a good job, but I heard him getting like waylaid by about 4 theists. They were getting really nasty, which I didn't like. But I mean, he just was in somebody's live, and I've never heard. These people were just ugly. But he was getting hit with so many different things he just really couldn't.
Oh.
And then he was doing that, definition thing, and he couldn't say what anything was. And I mean, they were assholes, but I've never seen him in that position.
No, I don't know. I'd have to check. Yeah, there's a lot of philosophers on TikTok. Well, not philosophers, but people who study philosophy on TikTok. I don't know.
Did you ask Monkey Boy why he thinks that phenomenal conservatism is bad?
I think I did, but I forgot what he said.
Or what his objections were.
Yeah, like I forgot what. I mean, like we only talked about like instances where our senses could be wrong, but like other than that, like I don't really remember what he said. But
right,
I think seemings. I think like humor's seemings go a lot further than senses too. Senses are just one aspect of seemings. Seemings is like a larger schema than that.
Yeah. Wait.
But he includes
Elaborate.
like
Yes, not.
what's that, Doctor
Or
Shu?
elaborate
Yeah, I was
on
going
it.
to say it's not whimsical. It's not whimsical intuition. It's more of like instant realization based on without having to have reasons or whatever. It's something you just feel like you know, and more than just a whim of an intuition. Even though we call it intuitive philosophical seemings.
By the way, have you read? Have you read? So, Dr. Truth, one of my biggest objections to ontological admissibility theory is Stroud's critique, and I've read Flentz's papers and the response that he's had to try and sidestep Stroud's critique. There's a part related to it where it's really like they claim it to be like deflationary, yet it seems to, in some sense, sort of take on this like larger ontological commitment than what it seems to be claiming, and this is where I'm mostly having trouble with it. And so there's a part of me that I think it's quite well written in terms of like having the limits of like our what we are capable of, let's say, having any coherent thought about like what's admissible. But with regards to it being some kind of ontological structure that exists in the external world, I think that it seems to be sort of jumping between those two. And to me, it does want to sort of say, in some sense, that there is some kind of ontic structure, but at the same time, sort of refraining from that by claiming it to be deflationary.
Well,
And so
it's
this
ultimate.
is,
It's ultimate for him. There's no doubt about that. And I know I was communicating with Josh Rasmussen about it all. And Flint's has got his papers and he copies and pastes. Bless his heart. You know, thousands of words. And then at one point, I was a middleman between him and Justin W., who I think a lot of his stuff is nonsense. Justin is. They were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's what he's done with me. In fact, he just put one of my posts, he just put, well, of course, God is not possible. He wants me to take the bait on that so he can just hit me with thousands of words on his ontological admissibility theory. And in dealing with talking to Josh Rasmussen, you know who he is, right? The theistic philosopher. He's written multiple books. He's about just a little older than you, early 30s probably. Anyway, he's debated Oppie, and his whole thing is he doesn't really go at an aggressive debate. He's about, okay, your objections are an opportunity to clarify, and we don't need to try to win. Anyway, we had several models that put forth to Flint's, and he was just like, no, this doesn't work. But it's just because his seeming is that you can't even, God's not even intelligible without these being in place first. And we had all kind of models that sort of had those things grounded in God, or either in his nature or his substance. But anyway, yeah, it's complicated, man.
Yeah.
He's
I
all
think
into it. That's his thing, man. That's totally his thing.
I forget like the fifth and seventh. I think the sixth. The sixth I think is like reflexivity, and I can't
Yeah.
remember what the seventh is.
Well, that has
But
to do with grounding. Yeah.
the invariants themselves, like like if that is the limit, I can kind of see like even his response to like the Stroud critique, right? In order for anyone, the idea is that in order for anybody to even be able to run that, right, that argument is in like a completely isolated world that is separate from some kind of ontic world. Seems to be self-defeating, and that's more or less the approach and the response that he's got to sidestep it. Now, I think I haven't heard the idea of like intelligent, I guess like God and his refutes to that, other than your guys' responses and messaging back and forth, which I still haven't completed reading through, but It's quite a lot of writing that you guys have had
Well,
back and forth
here's
with
the
them.
thing. He basically says too. I mean, if fine, he wants to attack, they try to say there's a metaphysical impossibility about God. That's fine. We can debate that, and I don't think he's correct. But what I have a little bit of a woo thing with is when, I would agree with him that there's this philosophical impossibility that nothing exists. Okay, you go through the logic on that. But then he has that you're going to have this. I forget all the words. It's been a few weeks, but he has this coming together of things that have to come together, and they shit. I wish I had all his words. But the fact that he's because of these things, and he just has all these fancy words, that somehow that's gonna lead to us, and I just don't see it. But granted, they have, and he works with a couple other people on this thing, and I think he was in a philosopher working group in Texas somewhere at one point with a lot of professor emeritus and someone, and his dad's big time philosopher in game theory or something. But I mean, they've got very thorough answers to everything. I don't buy it though.
I would really have to see. I'd have to go and read through your guys back and forth, and if it is anything similar to like what he's arguing against, like Stroud's critique, then I might see the direction where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But I'd have to go through and read it, read what you guys are disputing there in detail.
Yeah. I mean, he's just basically saying the invariance and logic have to be in place for God to even be intelligible. But for me, that's epistemic coming from me. That's different than the, God, but himself. So we had this, but to try to give credence to the ultimate or the, I want to say, primal nature of it, the importance of it, we were willing to factor that into a model of God himself. But he always just found, well, no, you have to have this first. You can't do that. You have to do, all this, and that's fine. But Pachi, I'm coming your way next weekend, man. We're coming to New York City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My wife's mom's not doing too well. She lives at 79th and Lex.
Oh,
Aren't you
okay.
like in Yonkers or somewhere, or Bronx or something? I forget.
Yeah, I'm like right on the dot between like Yonkers, Bronx, and Mount Vernon kind of area.
But we got to fly in. And it looks like Airbnb's New York city outlaw those unless you stay 30 days or something weird. You familiar with that?
I heard something about that. But I heard that they were putting regulations, but no, I didn't know the specifics of it. Yeah.
And we found a VRBO where she's on the Upper East Side.
What'd you say it was? Unless you stay, like they're not
30
allowed.
days. I don't know. So I was Googling to try to find, and they said there's some restrictions in New York City.
A lot of people were using, which I mean, I don't blame people because the rent is insane. But this is probably maybe part of the reason. What a lot of people were doing was using their apartment to like rent out Airbnb so they could pay for rent. I don't blame people. I mean, it was. I think it's like an ingenious scheme, personally. but I think landlords caught wind of that, and that's So
I see. Well, I just talked to somebody that just graduated from Parsons in fashion, and she was living with 2 roommates, $6,000 a month, man, in the city. Crazy.
Yeah. But what's up, PRK? What you got for me?
Nothing, bro. I was gonna ask if there's any good arguments for atheism.
Does anyone have any new ones? Aside from what's already been discussed on TikTok?
I think one of the best arguments is like if you listen to NWA.
NWA? Wait, which track?
Actually, maybe if the popo will help you.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
The Miracle Whip misnomer argument against God. If Miracle Whip exists, no God. Miracle Whip exists, therefore no God.
From my understanding, just like arguments against God, it's like so theoretical virtues like parsimony is one. Um, problem of evil, divine hiddenness, and beyond that, I'm sure there's probably maybe a few others, but those were all that I can think of at the moment.
No, I would say like yeah, like my arguments again, my personal arguments against God would be like logical or evidential problem of evil, divine hiddenness, mass confusion, and like suffering. Then Sir does this really cool thing that I like, where he says like, you know, if God exists, like why is there like non-resistant non-believers? So people who
That's
are
part of the
not,
divine hiddenness argument, actually, from
yeah,
Yeah.
which
the guy in Germany. I forget the philosopher, starts with an S. Yeah, that's
I
what he
think
uses those terms.
I actually think that's like amazing, right? Like if God existed and like God wants to have a relationship with us, and you have people who are non-resistant, non-believers, who are like seeking God, but I'm not sure that's entailed. Like, why wouldn't they have found God yet?
Non-resistant non-believers. I mean, I personally understand. I can kind of understand why it's like that, but it's hard to put into words, like in a response to that. But yeah, I guess that's fair.
Do you think they exist, PRK, or you, Truth? Do you think non-resistant non-believers exist?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What about you, Truth?
I wonder if people think, yeah, probably, but I wonder if people that think they're non-resistant have some resistant that they're not aware of.
So yeah, like
probably. I mean, yeah.
So yeah, for me, like problem of evil, divine hiddenness, and then that non-resistant non-believer thing is probably really good arguments. And then there's also like there's the there's the logical problem of the Trinity that Danny is constantly running, and he seems to like get pretty far with it.
Well, I'm just talking about God right now.
Yeah, that's a Christianity argument.
Oh, just God in general.
Well, the two big ones, the problem of evil and divine hiddenness, and that non-resistant thing is that you have to know somebody first to have a relationship with them. You have to know that they're there. But then I've heard a philosopher go through an argument about the situation where someone's wife was lost at sea or something like that, and then a year later he started getting emails from her account, and he couldn't tell whether it was her or not. Was she being held somewhere? But he still was able to have a relationship. I'd have to go through that divine hidden stuff, but
that's crazy.
There's certain situations where you don't have to know the person for sure and still have a relationship. I just think for most people, Coco, it's like you used to say this. Why doesn't God show up, once a month and give me a hug or something? I think people would say it's probably hallucinating, maybe it's deception. And then there's that whole balance thing that we'd like, a situation where we can envision a situation where, you can actually reject him freely.
Do you know what I thought was very interesting? There's this movie that I watched with Matthew McConaughey. It's an old movie, but it's like there's this scientist woman who ends up like going through some kind of portal with like her spaceship, and like it's like the spaceship that she's in, right? It gets dropped and it goes through this like energy thing and falls into a net. And when it hits the energy, she has a vision of like seeing like something talk to her. And she's like crying, and it's the best thing ever. And she's like at the beach, it's like heaven or something. And then when she wakes up, she's like, I swear I saw something. I swear I saw something. Like something exists, like something spiritual. And she goes from being like hyper skeptical scientist to like a believer. Yeah,
is that
like
Interstellar when he's in the movie where he's sort of trapped behind the bookcase or whatever in another dimension?
Yeah, that's Interstellar.
No. That's not it. It's something different.
Oh,
it's like a different thing.
I think I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
And his wife is a Christian, right? Is it?
Maybe
not.
No, Matthew McConaughey is like a believer, and then like the female protagonist is like a non-believer, a highly skeptical individual, and she ends up like, yeah, she's in this like metal ball, and it's dropped through energy, and when it hits the energy, she imagines like a voice talking to her, and like it's so real for her, and she's like in this weird like beach with like purple skies and stuff. And then like whenever she wakes up from it, she's like, I swear I saw something. Like we literally teleported somewhere. And everyone's like, no, like we were on the outside and we just saw the ball drop into the energy and fall into the net. And for her, it
Oh,
was
you're
like,
talking
it was
about
like praise.
what's a Carl Sagan's movie?
I
Is
think
it?
so. I have to find it.
What's it called? It's the one where she's like a radio astronomer, right? And she listens and she can hear like pulses from space, right? And
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey is
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And she passes through, goes and she sees her father, who's like a spirit, but it's the aliens like presenting themselves as her father because that's more.
More, yeah, palatable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's in the movie. Yeah, it's
Context
exactly.
fits it.
Huh?
Coco, let's practice. Give me in 30 seconds. Name 3 of the best arguments for theism, and then in 30 seconds after that, give the arguments why the resurrection. Well, for Christianity, just like a minute, half a minute. Just you don't have to go into detail. Just name them. You named atheism. I'm just making sure you're on your toes here.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't really study that many arguments. Like, I don't have any specific arguments that are like great for theism. I mean, like all I could really say is that I think when Christians reference like hermeneutical principles, like arguing that like you have to study the ancient cultures and stuff, that's a pretty good argument for theism. That might like make me feel as if we're missing something. So I guess like a hermeneutical argument would be great.
That's like for interpreting the Bible. I mean, we're just talking about theism, not necessarily Christianity.
But I don't know. I think like
that has to do with the reliability of the Bible.
Contingency arguments there.
Or Alvin Platinga's transworld depravity argument is probably like one of my favorites.
But that's just a defense to the problem of evil.
Yeah.
So I would contingency, like Brooke said, I like the probabilistic arguments of what's more likely, looking at the evidence of conscious moral beings, higher level
Bayesian
knowledge,
likely
you go
arguments.
Bayesian or inference, the best explanation. Yeah, I like those. I like psychophysical harmony. He's not mad, nomological harmony. So I'm just saying, you probably want to be familiar with both sides.
Yeah.
Coco, and that'll help you be able to counter either one. Maybe somebody puts you in a devil's advocate argument position or something.
Yeah,
Have you
sure.
read that Cutter paper, Dr. Truth? The
Which one is that?
psychophysical.
I have not read the paper, but I'm familiar with the argument. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go. My wife is texting me, but Pai Chi, if I see you or I see somebody carrying an etch a sketch, man, that looks like belongs in a museum, I'm
It
gonna
looks
go
like a
see it,
vagrant.
No. All right, you guys take care.
Yeah, see
you, Dr. Truth.
Yeah, I'm not getting many.
Yeah, I reckon like most theists that run the Kalam really do a bad job at it. I reckon you could really hone in there and do a good job defending it. I just reckon most of them suck at
I
it.
actually think it's pretty hard to defend just because you have to motivate so many premises. I mean, like, you also have to motivate the premise that everything that begins to exist has a cause, right?
Yeah.
You have to motivate that the universe began to exist, that everything begins to exist have a cause, and both of those are highly controversial.
Yeah.
So I actually struggle to see how it's
think
going to be easy to.
I agree. You have to add so much supplementary stuff to it. Like, I think the axiological arguments are a little stronger, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the first premise would be more difficult, but the second premise, I think, at least scientifically, I could defend that much better than most theists do.
Well, the second premise being that everything that
The
begins to
universe
exist has a
began to,
cause.
yeah.
Oh, the universe began to exist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
mean, I
see
know
how it would be
Blank
good for
thinks
you, Robbie. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Prick.
No, you're good. You got it.
Yeah, I can see how. Like, I avoid stuff like that because it's just like I just don't have the fucking like physics and cosmology knowledge to like even like tackle that. Like, it's just like I'm way too knowledge gapped to like argue those kind of things.
Well, I guess if I came up against like a literate scientist, it would be much harder to defend. But I mean, like, in talking in terms of TikTok, like, I think I could run rings around people on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I give you the props for that. I just, I could never do it.
But I think I wouldn't really be doing it justice, right? I would only sort of pulling the wool over people's eyes that aren't really familiar with the science. But I think most people that sort of argue for the sort of cyclic models, they really don't know the flaws with them that well. And I would just poke holes in those and then just sort of really argue for like a finite universe.
Yeah, but then you'd have to also you got one of the you get there on one of the premises, but then you also have to get through on the premise that everything that begins to exist as a cause. That's also going to be controversial. So how do you motivate that premise?
That one would be the more difficult one to defend. The second, like, I would specifically be targeting the second. Most people usually, what I've noticed amongst atheists at least, like, I think those that are more familiar with it sort of reject the first premise. But most people typically don't even go for the first premise. They typically go straight to the second premise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Very true. That's because I know that because of Alexander Vilenkin and the fact that he doesn't deny the second premise that the universe began to exist, but he denies the first premise that everything that begins to exist has a cause.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the weakest part of the argument. But I think in addition to that, even saying that, drawing that the universe has a cause, coming to that conclusion still sort of is difficult to then say that God is that cause, right? And you'd have to motivate that as well.
Yeah, that would come through separate. That would be the second stage of the argument.
Yeah,
which is a whole different.
But I think I also think like I think I could argue fine tuning pretty well. But
fine tuning is there.
But I also think like to even sort of rebuttal it, on either side, whether it's like more favorable for the theist or atheist, I think that's quite a technical job to get through that and to sort of explain what's going on there, having to explain what Bayesian probability is, and then talking about like the base rate fallacy that comes up, and then people setting priors. All of that takes a lot of work, and a lot of people aren't even familiar with those.
Yeah. I would say that probably the two strongest arguments are the contingency argument and the Bayesian argument for consciousness or from consciousness. Those two are the strongest. Trying to think if there's another one that's really strong. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and then there's like Bayesian arguments for the consciousness, like the fact that consciousness is more probable on theism than physicalism. I think those are strong.
Oh, what do you think about Mike Regandi versus Alex K?
I thought it was bad.
Oh, you thought it was bad? Between both
I thought they both did a terrible job. Yeah.
Oh.
There was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to say too much.
Wait, which do you guys think is more likely? Well, I think you've told me before, Flobby, maybe that that consciousness just comes from like brain matter, but like I don't know, maybe that was someone else.
That would have been someone else, because maybe a long time ago I was a reductive physicalist, but the more I've read about like philosophy of mind, I've more shifted into a quietus position. With regards to this particular topic, not even an agnostic position. I actually think we are sort of creating more confusion as opposed to really getting down to sort of what consciousness is when you're talking about philosophy of mind. And so this is what's pushing me into sort of a quietist position. I don't know how much literature you've read about philosophy of mind and the different views, but one of the biggest issues I have is that they really struggle to isolate themselves, each view from each other, And the objections, I think, for each viewer, if they are indeed, sort of warranted views, seem to be problematic for almost every position that I've come across in philosophy of mind.
Oh. To be honest, I know more science, but not even really in regards to like consciousness and mind than like philosophy. But yeah, I should probably look into philosophy of mind.
Yeah, because the Bayesian argument from consciousness is a strong argument, and it's like an argument that Richard Swinburne, for example, is going to be using. And Swinburne is, I've mentioned him to you before, so.
Oh. Well,
what exactly is the argument? I don't know if I've come across it, but maybe I have to go and look at it.
Yeah, hold on. I have notes on this.
Do you think you could send me the paper,
PRK?
Yeah,
absolutely. I can send you it. Yeah.
I'll remind
I have to find
you.
it myself.
Most people forget, or maybe if you just like type the name and then the title of the paper, I'll just search it up myself into the comments.
Yeah, for sure. But it basically is just like that consciousness is more probable on theism than physicalism. And so there's like some formula. He goes into it. I can't articulate it well, but yeah.
Wait, so RPRK, can you tell me why would consciousness be like not probable given just materialism?
His conclusion is that it's very surprising under materialism. Like I don't know how to articulate his argument that well, but that's what his conclusion would be.
Did you remember if he argues specifically like against? Does he argue like against like non-God or like against like physicalism? Because it's like you could have like you could be in.
I think it's physicalism.
Okay, because there are non-theistic, like people that posit sort of like, I guess, non-natural entities, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, if you want to say that they're non-natural entities, you can go ahead, and take that view. But
I just didn't know if it was like specifically.
I think so. I think it's just naturalism.
Okay.
Well, naturalism is different to materialism, right? Because you can still be. I think this is where I'm a bit confused. Is it seems specifically against the physicalist as opposed to like, because you can be a substance dualist, right, and not be a theist.
Right.
And you can even be like an analytic idealist, which you can take an atheist view there. And so to me,
panpsychism, like it's like
yeah. And I don't know, like I don't know the details of the. I have to read the paper.
Yeah, I sent the paper to AR a long time ago with the Richard Swinburne thing. I have to read it again. I'm gonna try to actually.
Oh. But yeah, with that,
I have it. Swinburne's argument from consciousness. I can send you the paper, man. I got it right here.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm I don't know if I've got you on Discord.
Yeah,
you just PRK
I'll just DM you. Yeah, I'm PRK on there too. PRK 150.
I think we're friends on Discord.
Yeah.
Are you on Coco's one? Because I'll just go into Coco's server and find you.
My server.
Yeah. I'll send this to you. This is good.
Sweet. I'll have a read, man.
Yeah, it's all just Bayesian, which I just don't understand well enough. I don't think. But
Bayesian probability type shit.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, he thinks that consciousness is more probable under theism, under Bayesian statistics, and he's reputable, bro. So that's a pretty big deal.
I really have to read it because it's really weird kind of phrasing that I'm hearing, like just on the surface from what you're saying here, because it seems to be targeting a specific type of consciousness tied to physicalism. And then says like theism is a broad field, sort of it's more likely. Do you mean like more likely under a physicalist view, or more likely as in like
it's
this is
less
where I'm
likely. It's
confused.
like if you're doing a worldview comparison between like a God hypothesis or physicalism or something like that, then consciousness is just going to be more likely under the God view.
So I guess like to me it seems that the dispute comes in like if the world was like let's say consciousness was reducible to like the physical world, that hypothesis is more likely under God. That's what it sounds like you're arguing here. So it is, but
If it's
I don't
more
know.
reducible to the physical world, it would be. You're saying that he's saying that if it's reducible to the physical world, it's more expected under God?
That's what I'm understanding, because philosophy of mind is such a broad field, and under each hypothesis,
I know he's a dualist. I know Richard Swinburne's a dualist.
Right.
So
it's yeah. I have to read it because I am a little confused.
Yeah, he also had a discussion with Graham Oppie on this too, on his dualism
Right.
at least. But yeah.
Interesting.
Is Oppie a physicalist?
Oppie is. I think he is, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I know for a fact.
Actually.
I know for a fact. Richard Swinburne says that consciousness is more expected. He's a dualist, and he thinks that consciousness is more expected. He doesn't think consciousness is identical to physical, and he thinks it's again more expected under the God hypothesis. But that's what I know.
Because the thing is, where I'm confused is that if he's a substance dualist, I think he would just sort of argue against physicalism. I'm confused. I have to just read it.
Yeah,
I think the Oppie's a naturalist, of course, but I don't think he's like a strict physicalist, if I remember correctly. I'm not positive.
Right.
But.
Right.
I think he's what is it? Identity theorist? Is that what it's called?
Oh, right. Identity theory.
Identity theory.
Yes.
I think that's what he subscribes to.
That would surprise me. Huh, maybe he is.
But Oppie, we don't really know what his views are because he's always just arguing different views.
I would be surprised too, because most contemporary philosophers sort of have shied away from identity theory.
Yeah, I don't know. Based on his conversation with Swinburne, it seemed like he was arguing for that against him, like when Swinburne was arguing for dualism, but I could be wrong.
I mean, a lot of people, like, I argue against physicalists a lot, but they then think I sort of run arguments against the physicalists that idealists, for example, will use. And people think that I'm an idealist because I run those arguments, right? But that's not the case. But I always find that a lot of physicalists and idealists sort of make the same move and just assert their view. And so I sort of go on both sides and try to argue, well, not argue, but sort of present the objections to each of the views. But I just get people tend to sort of beg the question against other views that aren't theirs. And that's what I find problematic in this sort of debate area here on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is that what you see as well?
Oh, me? Wait, or probably PRK.
Yeah, you.
In regards to like, say your last sentence one more time.
People, what I tend to find, whether someone's a physicalist or an idealist, or they tend to just sort of say that their view is true. And then just keep reiterating it and sort of beg the question against the other views. It's a bit strange, but that's what I observe a lot.
Sometimes I observe it, yeah, but I do see like a lot of like, yeah, I guess sometimes I do see it, but then like I do see like a lot of people trying to justify their views, but like, I don't know. I mean, like I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, like I do see it. But I guess I do see people like lay out premises and stuff more so, or I don't know. I guess it's like the corner of TikTok that I'm on. I see people like laying out premises and stuff and questioning each other.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like, for example, I guess one of the biggest issues that I had with the debate between Mike Brigandi and Alex Kay is that Mike tied himself to identity theory. And I think there are a lot more better views that I think he could have ran just to show that one of them at least was sufficient to describe consciousness or the mind in any way. And this was one of the critiques that Jordan also gave as well, with regards to his sort of debating and really not motivating. He's sort of just pointing like there is this epistemic gap, but not really providing a strong explanation as to why there is this gap, given like this like physicalist view. And I think he could have done a better job there.
Yeah, they didn't like. From what I heard, I was like half listening, but the like, I didn't hear. And correct me if I'm wrong, people that like heard the whole that were listening closely. I didn't hear any like distinction, even like on like the different aspects of identity theory. Like they didn't get into like type versus token distinctions or anything like that.
Right.
And that's why that's why I didn't really like that debate. I didn't think it was very like thick. Yeah, I didn't think it was very substantive.
Yeah, I think like it. Even then, going into token physicalism, that could have even led into functionalism, even eliminativist theories, and all of these kind of different, even non-reductive physicalism. All of these could have we could have explored all of those, or at least Mike could have explored more of those. And sort of, at least pushed back a bit more. I think functionalism would probably be a little more. I think is one of the more popular views, if I recall from Kane B's lectures. But I remember you were the first one that introduced me to functionalism, actually, Paichi. And then I went and watched his lectures online.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know. I don't know like what's as far as like what's leading views in Philomine. I mean, I know that like my understanding is that it leans towards physicalism, but I don't know the particular the particular strain.
Yeah, if I were, I think it's really difficult because I think like functionalism sounds pretty good. But I do like at least the objections that KB was laying out seem to be pretty damaging to the views. To the point
objections towards like functionalism specifically, or all physicalist views?
Functionalism.
Okay.
So he's got like a whole like playlist of a series where he goes through like substantialism, logical behaviorism, physicalism or materialism, sort of, and goes into functionalism, eliminativist. I haven't gone through the entire series, but he just goes through each of them, presents the view, and then also presents the objections. It's pretty dope, I think.
Do you remember what it's called? Is it just called like a Philomine like?
Yeah,
playlist
it's
or
pretty
something?
much. If you go onto his like YouTube channel, he and you push playlists, there's one of them that's like philosophy of mind, or I even just put in Kane B philosophy of mind, and it just comes up with the playlist automatically.
Okay.
But I think the nice lectures that like I listen to while I'm sort of doing stuff, I don't think yet like you probably heard most of the arguments for and against most of these views. Like he goes into like, at least for the physicalists, like P zombies, like that objection, and then like objections to that objection. He also goes through Mary's room, at least for like the type physicalist, and then he sort of steps into sort of token physicalism, and then sort of leverages into functionalism.
I'm looking at it now. It's a huge freaking series. I didn't expect it to be this big. Holy shit. It's huge.
Yeah. And I think like this is one of the problems that I have with like identity theory with regards to like the mind. Like a lot of I think one of the things a lot of people do is there's like, he brings it up in the first one against like substance dualism, is the argument of opaqueness in our knowledge, and how like whether you're a substance dualist, a physicalist, or an idealist, all of these tend to sort of create this issue due to the opaqueness of our knowledge, and that objection sort of really fleshes out this sort of epistemic ontological gap. And I think that's what brings that opaqueness in with regards to us trying to identify or use some kind of identity with regards to what mind is. And I think a lot of people don't know of that objection, and really sort of, this is where I find it most problematic when the physicalist says, that this is the case, we know this, science says this, when in fact it doesn't. And then the idealists also making the same sort of claim. And I think they do a poor job of sort of getting around that objection. But it was mostly targeted for the substance dualist initially, which you'll see in the first episode.
Yeah, that's what I saw. The first episode is specifically substance dualism. Yeah, he has them like broken down, and then he has like, looks like he has, I don't know if he has objection videos for each ones, but yeah. Oh wait, yeah, it looks like he has a few specific objection videos too. That's cool.
Well, I think for like some of the views, like to explain the view takes a lot of work, and so he does the objections in a second video. But the ones that like, for example, I think like in substance dualism, he sort of talks about it and gives the objections in that same video.
Okay.
Because it's probably, I don't. He sort of talks about how it's kind of like an old view that not many philosophers hold to. And he sort of gives reasons why. But, obviously a lot of people still take that view seriously. And I personally am not, I don't see good reason to sort of push me into a substance dualist view. But I think, I don't know. Hopefully you watch it and we can chat about some of them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch at least a few of them for sure.
Bye-bye.
Did we destroy your live, Coco?
Oh, no, like, it's totally fine. I'm actually going to go, like, grab some food and make some food and then check out some other lives. But, like, it just died on its own. I was having fun the entire time.
Sorry, bro. Whenever I talk, honestly, every live panel that I go up to and I talk, the numbers just decrease. And they all...
Because people like the lives where like people are like fuck you and like slamming people on the table, but like they don't stay for the educational lives of like talking about actual substance. But I don't know.
Yeah, they want the entertainment.
Yeah,
they want the bloodbath.
They want the blood,
I don't give them that, bro. But I'll try and work on that next time I come up, and I'll just say just bad things.
Just come up and like if you see Paichi, just be like, you know what, Paichi, all of your views are wrong.
Yeah. Paichi would cook me, I reckon.
I don't know.
He's a cooker.
Maybe. I'm too particularist. That would be the problem with attacking my view. I'm like, well, I'm a pluralist on that. I'm a pluralist on that. I'm a pluralist on that. So if you want to take out my views, you got to take out every view.
I actually think mostly we're quite in agreement with a lot of things. I think, Pi. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listening to you talk.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The Phil of Mind stuff sounds like you really dove in deep, like recently. I gotta dive in deeper into Phil of Mind.
Bro, I'm all over the place, eh? Like I'm working through like a what is it? I want to go through sort of like philosophical investigations. There's just so much shit I want to read, and it just takes time. And I'm in the middle of like the peak, like intensity of my PhD, so it's fucking pain. But once I finish, I'm just gonna read so much shit. But sorry to hold you up, bro. But
no, you're totally good.
Have
you
a good one.
Night, man.
I'm sure we'll see each other on whatever live we gravitate to immediately after this.
Yeah.